This week, we try not to run over time. All right, welcome everybody. It's that time of the week again. We start our Cream of the Crop podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Onyx, and I'm joined, as always, by Olas and KJ. Welcome, gentlemen. It is
Happy March 10th.
Yeah, happy March 10th. Happy
Even
Mario
though this
Day.
will come out on the 11th, but that's
whatever.
okay. We're recording it on the 10th.
12th.
Shut up! It comes out
better
on
not.
It comes out on Mondays. Okay, there's one time that didn't happen.
Sure.
But as always, we're gonna start with a little This Week in Geek, and it is a bit of a sad This Week in Geek for some of us.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's rough.
It was a rough week, man. There was a lot of nonsense. So we'll start kind of with one of the heavier ones for all three of us, because we kind of share a passion in this, and it kind of shapes us a bit. After 21 years, the company known as Roosterteeth, and if you're not aware, or I don't see how you wouldn't be aware, because I feel like even minor internet knowledge, people know this company. But the creators of Ruby, Red vs. Blue, Achievement Hunter, and numerous other things, will be closing their doors. Warner Brothers is going through kind of a cleaning house spree right now because they can't do shit right. And unfortunately, this was one of the things that hit the chopping block, and they're getting rid of. It's super sad. I hate it, although not surprising as it is, and I hate to phrase it that way. It still sucks, and it sucks for these people too, because I mean, you're talking quite a few people are going to be without a job now. So, and Porto and I are obviously wearing our Rooster Teeth gear. And he's got his cozy blanket. And it sucks. It's one of those. This was a company that kind of shaped, in my opinion, social media content. This was not the first ones, but I think one of the ones that learned to do it the best in the start.
One of the leaders of it.
I would say you had this, you had Mega 64, you had Machinima, and a few other ones, but it seemed like this one was going to stand the test of time, and it's very unfortunate.
I mean, compared to the other two, it did.
Yeah. Well, isn't Mega 64 still around?
In
some degree, at least I thought they were. But I know Machinima's gone. Which
a lot of people saw the writing on the wall when RTX this year got canceled.
Yeah.
And the push for more like subscriptions on their first program, it was like
taking all their content off.
Which I don't think was a smart move, because honestly, your biggest audience was just on YouTube. If you just take the stuff off, they can't see it. It just won't go to your website.
Got to make it easy for people.
Yeah. But
now correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like they didn't actually take their content off of YouTube. It was more so they put ads on their content on YouTube.
They actually took certain content off. Like
they took certain
Ruby, like they were taking that content off YouTube completely.
I do remember Ruby got taken off and is paywalled like a regular anime was.
Also, side note. Hold on, I'm sorry. Is your camera out of focus for just me, or is it?
No, it's me. I was just trying to.
It was making me crazy because I'm like looking at you and I'm like I feel like I'm looking at you in like 240.
Okay, it's not that bad, is it?
No. Just do a quick bring it and then bring your hand back and then.
There was a joke I could have made and I'm just not going to.
Usually you help if you bring it up and then slowly bring it so it's focusing on your hand, it should clear you up a little bit.
If you put your hand in front of your face and it's the size of your face.
I'm seeing it.
But no, it sucks. I know a lot of people kind of attribute that the downfall of this company was obviously them getting purchased by AT&T originally.
What was it? Full Screen.
Full Screen, but I think Full Screen was part of AT&T's kind of web of media.
And then that was bought out by Warner Brothers in the Discovery merge,
Yeah.
So it's like cool.
And
But
that's
they
and
are
inherently that is when I do remember seeing kind of the shift in content. The content just seemed less
I mean,
personal.
the only upside that I think I saw from that was that they had access to like DC based things. So that
and they really didn't do much with it. You saw like
no, it was
random
like
Random
yeah,
they had
promos
like
for like shirts and shit.
yeah, they
right.
had random Batman merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overpriced Batman merch,
Yeah,
and
well,
then
that's
like Ruby and Justice League crossovers,
Right.
which
But like that was really it.
but
And
they
then
are selling. The only thing is because a lot of people were wondering because they announced the last season of Red versus Blue. Ruby was still looking for like someone to buy for season 10.
I guarantee somebody else. I did see where some of the original creators from Red versus Blue were interested in purchasing it.
Yeah, but
Like they were the ones that actually worked with Monty and did a lot. Kind of knew his vision a little better, and
Shane.
so that would be cool. Um,
I, but the thing is, I can see Crunchyroll buying Ruby
I
because
could
their
too.
whole thing was their last season premiered, which another weird choice. They premiered their newest season on Crunchyroll exclusively, and then months later would be put on the Rooster Teeth first programs. Like, okay, by that time, no one would, no one who was a fan of the show would have not seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, it's there. I think
Genlock
there's a
is
lot of things that. Oh yeah, Genlock. But I never could get into Genlock.
I, okay. As someone who's like a Rooster Teeth fan at the time, season 1 was okay. Season 2, I don't know why Rooster Teeth did this twice in two separate animated shows. Glorifying suicide was a fucking decision.
Yeah,
I don't know how they did that twice. Because spoiler, the end of season 2 was like, hey, everyone should let themselves be eaten by these nanobots, and you become a superhuman. Like
you become
you're
super
you're
something.
dying.
right.
And then put the suicide hotline like, hey, if you were afraid, like, not the place.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it was very obvious there was kind of a declining content. Like I said, I feel like it became less. There was less passion behind it. I guess would be the way. It just seemed mandatory. Like we were just
Yeah.
doing mandatory content.
For the sake of
Um,
putting out content,
yeah,
going through the motions and
and I mean
I'll,
they had a crazy drop in viewership. You know, you're talking this was a company that had millions of views or millions
And
of
then it dropped
subscribers,
to like a quarter of that
and they were barely
if you're
capping
lucky.
like 7 grand in views.
and like you can it's not really the fault. Obviously there were some controversy things that happened
Yeah,
with different people from different sections. It wasn't just the achievement hunter stuff. They
The
had
Ruby thing.
Ruby, they had the
Because they
fun
were
house, they
also
had
well,
you
even
had
you had issues within the company of people not getting supposedly not getting paid what they were supposed to be getting paid, the overworked hours, a lot of
a lot of
management
hard time.
issues.
The
Um,
race the
yeah,
racism from the fan base and
yeah,
internally.
um,
ooh,
and
my turn. Oh, there
and
it
which I will
goes.
say, if you ever get a chance to watch it, Bruce Green and Lawrence, who were former Funhouse and former Inside Gaming and former Machinima, a lot of
Yeah,
these
a
companies
lot of
that this
formers.
has happened to them before. Um, they have a similar style as we do, and more just gaming news. But they went on and kind of talked about it, and Lawrence has a bad ending between him and Rooster Teeth. But they kind of
Seems to
touched
be the
on,
case with a lot of people, though.
yeah, and it's true.
Fortunately,
Um,
um,
I did, man,
most people that leave don't seem to have left on good terms.
It, unless you were part of that small circle that was like on camera talent that was in Texas,
yeah.
because you do have like people like Miles who were like, "Oh man, everything was great," and then the
Even he's
cadence of
kind of come out
happened.
though and said like, hey, because there was some stuff with him where he's come out and said that there were some issues.
Yeah.
But I hate it because this was, like I said, this was a company that if there wasn't this company, I don't think I would be here doing this.
Not with us. I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
think we all met because of TTT, which we started watching from Achievement Hunter, and
Yeah.
that's how we ended up, doing that. So that company technically brought us together. I mean, they were an inspiration for me because I looked at how they did stuff, like the whole Let's Play thing. I was like, I would love to do something like that. Just
Yeah.
have an office full of like people I can trust. We can make content together, do this, do that. That sounds awesome to me. And it still does. It's doable, it's sustainable so long as you don't let third parties interfere with how you're doing things and you're basically turning your back on your core audience for listen, obviously, and we talk about this in the wrestling sense all the time. You have to grow the audience, right, to an extent, but
Yeah.
you can't disregard your current audience just for the sake of growth.
Yeah.
Here, right? Like you still have an identity, and changing your identity 15, 16, 17 years in is a bold move to say the least. Now, I'm sure a lot of that was out of their control. Um, you still have shareholders and different things to answer to because of Warner Brother, and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
obviously we don't know the legal aspects of it, but
Yeah.
there was a clear shift and a
Yeah, I
clear
think
decline.
you see the go from that social media aspect to I think they were really wanting to push onto that full screen, big screen movie style, and unfortunately they tried. I just don't think they ever succeeded. I mean, y- it's to use some big business jargon. I don't know if the juice was worth the squeeze in this aspect of what you
Right.
got out of it and what you sacrificed for it to get there.
And it just felt like a lot of the content for the last bunch of years has been I don't want this to sound mean to the people that were doing it. Not that this will ever reach them, but it felt soulless,
Yeah.
right? Like it felt empty. Um like I stopped watching for years, and then I went back and tried to pick some stuff up that I haven't watched in a while, and it just it wasn't the same. And obviously, different people involved,
Yeah.
different cast of people, but
Because
just the go ahead.
at that point, most of us were big fans of Achievement Hunter, and that's a lot. At that point, they were rotating out half of their cast because what Jeff was out,
Jeff had
but
changed
Gavin,
positions numerous times. Gavin
yeah,
kind of stepped away indefinitely.
uh, Ryan
I did his
erased
nonsense.
erased from history. Um, Ray was, I think Ray was the first one out because
Yeah.
he saw the writing on the wall of like, hey, this has become repetitive, and this is less about friends playing games and more like keeping a schedule.
Well, I
Yeah.
saw that, but I also saw where he talked a lot of it was he wanted to break into the streaming.
And they
And
told
and
him
at the
no.
time, yeah. And then obviously when
Later
everybody
on,
else
yeah,
wanted to do it, they were like, "Well, we can't have all of them walk away, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll let them do it." Because that was why both him and Meg Turney left,
Yeah.
because they both wanted to get into streaming, and Rooster Teeth said no to both of them.
yeah,
And then they ended up leaving to do it anyway, and then
ended up doing it anyway. So it's like
Ryan was
And
allowed to
being
do it. Obviously, before everything
yeah.
that
thing
happened, he was
happens.
allowed to do it. Jack was allowed to do it. Michael,
Yeah.
Alfredo, who else? Jeremy.
And
Uh,
then
eh,
Jeremy ended up leaving because due to the pandemic
yeah, he ended up
situation.
moving back to
Boston.
Massachusetts during the
Be there for
pandemic,
Maddie.
They let Matt go.
Yeah, that really pissed a lot of people off.
and it was like a weird way that they did it too. Like they just
Yeah.
kind of said, "All right, you're gone." Like,
And then there was I wouldn't say war, but there was the back and forth with certain people that were introduced as new members of the Achievement Hunters, spe- specifically BK and what is her
Fiona.
name? No, this is after Fiona. Fiona was also a situation.
hi.
but Kai, yeah,
Oh,
where
okay.
people like it turned into, oh man, y'all are just being racist towards her because she's a black woman, and then the audience going, no, this is not because she's a black woman. Everyone loved BK. Kai was just initially just too loud, and
Yeah.
it took people on Reddit to go, hey, we pulled up the audio files. Her mic is mixed very wrongly. Can you please fix this?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it took them going that much out of the way to say, we're not being racist. She's
Like
way
it's
too
just
loud.
too much. Yeah, it takes you out of like
Yeah,
away from
because that's
everything.
when the tweet came. Oh, this is achievement. We're loud. That's what we do. Like there's being loud, and there's also bad mixing that will blow out someone's ears.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, I think some of my issue with later on Achievement Hunter was there was too much rotation. That was some of what I liked about it was the same group, outside of every now and then you had some different players in there, but you knew what to expect of kind of the back and forth,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, every now and then you'd have Carrie come on and be part of that, or you'd have some of the main cast switch out for other people. I just,
I think I feel like most of us grew with our taste in media and people who like remind us the old. Because I would say I try to get back into Achievement Hunter. This is when they added like Joe, BK, Kai to the group.
yeah.
And it's like their humor just didn't connect to me. But
Right.
in different things, their humor would.
See,
Like Alfredo's
Yeah.
humor.
Joe's tough for me because I watched Joe before he became Achievement Hunter. Because I used to watch him stream because he's really crazy good at Apex.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the guys I used to watch to kind of learn how to play Apex. And I just don't think his kind of try hard humor ever really transferred
Resonated.
over. Like,
Well,
I
that was
never,
the same thing with Fiona. Like Fiona was great in a lot of aspects, but like there were certain times where she just wasn't the right fit
yeah,
for the
For them.
video.
Yeah.
Like they were playing GTA. She wasn't the right fit for that.
TTT,
TTT, she was
perfect.
great.
Yeah,
I, her and Gab working together was an awesome dynamic. They were fun to watch together, but like certain things,
Just
obviously she
didn't
wasn't
click.
playing. Yeah, and that's not on her. Like it's not like, oh, fuck her for this, but it was just like, you just weren't the right fit. Like I didn't like this video as much as I should have because like you just didn't make sense here.
but
That's
but at the
but then
same
of
time,
course
she wants to get
it
on Twitter and complain that if you don't like her, it's because she's this, and and I just don't. I should
and
be
it
allowed to not like somebody just because I don't think you fit in that moment of comedy.
well, we're gonna discuss something like that in the wrestling side too.
Yeah,
Obviously, that
Yeah.
that came up for that, and that's the thing. Like because of what happened with oh my god, what was her first name?
Mika.
Yeah.
Yes, because of what happened with her, there was a lot of blowback, and I'm not saying that there weren't people that were doing that for the
Oh yeah,
sake of doing
guarantee it
that.
Yeah,
was.
You know, because she was black and
I really
gay.
enjoyed
It was
her.
like
I didn't even know she was gay until like
Say I
Fiona.
didn't.
until
Yeah,
after the no
Mika.
No,
Yeah,
Mika.
oh
Like
well, I was
I didn't
talking
know she
about
was gay until like a random episode of fucking Always Open where this is after she had left Achievement Hunter.
yeah.
Like
I don't think that was news, but I think I meant Fiona in terms of like because
oh
she was very openly gay, and
yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, you got this,
yeah.
you pushing a fucking narrative, and you blah blah blah," and it's like she's allowed to like exist, guys. Like
But
Yeah.
here's
I
the
don't
thing: is
understand
these
what the
guys have been
problem is.
acting
Like,
gay towards each other for years and no one cared.
right?
Yeah.
And then now you
And
actually
then
have somebody that oh, this is an issue. Like, okay, let's come on
It's
now.
yeah.
just a
And it is
But
the internet.
then it
It's
what made it worse was the fact that they were calling out people random people on Twitter for this. Then the Caden thing happened where they were
yeah,
openly like being homophobic to this one person.
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, damn,
Yeah, there
who
was they were not without them shooting themselves in the foot a few times there and how
and
they
then there was
handled things.
what was it, the Jeremy thing with the South Park bit with Mika? Okay,
I said I'm not familiar
apparently
with.
you ever you ever seen that episode of South Park with with Randy on Jeopardy. No, Wheel of Fortune,
Yeah.
Yes.
where he says that word.
Okay.
Apparently, Jeremy was explaining this bit to Gavin, and he did the whiteboard and wrote that word.
Oh.
And Mika just happened to walk in without no context, seeing that written on the board.
Jesus. Yeah,
So fucking bad look. And
Yeah.
also, two things. I look because after this, I ended up watching their Worms Let's Play again.
Yeah.
One, this brought back the fucking Kai thing. Gavin's audio in the early videos impossible to listen to. Like his mic is blown out.
Yeah.
And another thing, as much as they grew up and became like, I don't really want to use this word a lot, politically correct, they were throwing out the R word consistently.
Yeah.
Gavin, Michael
especially. Like Michael was, you know.
And that talk about a 180 from somebody in that cast. Like Michael was a big turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From degenerate to the businessman, you know. Because at one point he's running Achievement Hunter. At one point during the time, yeah, him and Lindsay both at one point were both.
It was just Lindsay.
No, at one point Michael was also in charge.
Oh,
the initial Jeff step down where he kind of stepped away. Michael was in, and then Michael stepped down to just do Achievement Hunter, and Lindsay took over.
Oh, I thought it was Jeff, Lindsay, then Trevor.
From my understanding, the timeline was it's Jeff, Michael, Lindsay, then Trevor. I could be wrong. It's the internet. I'm sure I've read something that was not true, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. But you know, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I hate it. I wish the best for anybody that is being affected by this. I know they are set to be officially done in May. I believe is what I heard, and they are offering them a relatively good severance package from what I looked into. I fingers crossed. There's still time. I think, you know, you never know. You might find somebody to come around and just take a gamble on it. If I was one of those guys, I'd take a gamble on it just to see, you know, let it be in their control again.
I feel like a lot of groups are going to get started.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, you're going to see Jeff and them make their own thing.
Because a lot of them have taken a step of like, hey, we'll announce something later. Like, I feel like a lot of these channels are just going to have to be let go.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers still owns that part.
Well, so from my understanding is all the podcasts are safe. That all the podcasts. No,
it's the Roosterteeth podcast is the only one.
No, it's all the podcasts that fall under the Roost podcast family. So like the Face Jam, the quote unquote off topic that I guess is still technically on there, even though I don't think they do it anymore.
Yeah.
But from what I read into it is that all of those are still currently going to continue. I guess until they decide to cut that, you know, branch off, which I would say is going to be within the year.
I thought it was like the Roosterteeth podcast is the only one that's like, hey, we can sell this off.
Like I said, from the way that I saw it described was the Roost podcast series that encompassed all of what they had. No, I imagine you'll see Funhouse just be their own thing again, like they were before coming over. I think Death Battle will just go back. I'm curious how that contract's going to work with them. That if now Warner Brothers owns Death Battle, like the name, because they were their own separate entity before they came over to Rooster Teeth.
I think they just go back to being Screw It. Well, no, because Screw Tech is owned by somebody else.
Yeah. I do think my money's Jeff's gonna start his own Rooster Teeth with Gus, because they're still the two active members from that entire
Cockbite.
Oh my god!
Initially, they start that.
And you know, I will say they had a final live stream, and my heart breaks for Jeff because it was very hard to watch. It was very sad.
Yeah.
Say what you want about where they've been and what they've done. You know, I think Jeff really grew as a person. You know, and really learned the business pretty well as far as how to be a good boss. And although I know there are some people that don't like him, the vast majority that I hear about him is good.
There's nothing but positive.
Yeah. And it's not to say, I mean, every good boss is gonna have fuck ups. It's just that's the nature of the beast. As long at 21 years, you're gonna fuck something up. You know, it's
and he had demons at that time,
yeah.
too, and like got past all that.
But I do hope they make
Genuinely
something
grew.
out of it. I hope you see them. I would love to see a revitalization because I think that company could be successful if they just go back to what they were and be as Bruce kind of put it in their episode is they are content being social media content creators. That is what they like to do. They like to put videos out on the internet for people. I think they go back to that, they'll see success. I really do.
Yeah, keep all the unnecessary shit out of it. You'll be fine.
But since we're already sad, I think
Yeah.
I guess the next best topic to go ahead and talk about is obviously the creator of Dragon Ball,
Akira
Toriyama passed away. Very sad, and I think it caught a lot of people by surprise because he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't what 68.
He was 68.
I mean, that's still young in my opinion. I mean,
It
yeah,
was
I mean,
also
young in the
announced.
sense.
It was also announced a week later.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't know that.
No, he officially he died on the 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think they found his body.
Oh shit! So it was like nobody kind of found him.
What he died from was what was it? A head injury?
I thought it was a heart failure.
No, it's a leakage of blood to the brain. Like it's like a head injury.
Jeez.
Which would be fucking like weirdly crazy that everyone knows Dragon Ball Z and the reason why Goku is good is because of a head injury. For him to pass in that kind of way would be just like the craziest bit of irony.
Yeah, it was, it kind of shocked the anime world. This was a man who, was a huge influence in the anime world, making whether you like it or not, it's easily one of the top best animes that have ever been made. I feel, at least things considered, I don't think you see a lot of the animes now without that being obviously there as the roadmap. I know it wasn't perfect, but it's gotta be up there.
We could talk about this later. It is one of the most influential animes of all time. Goku is one of the most notable characters of all time. For me, not in my top 10, but I understand why a lot of people like Dragon Ball.
But I did see a lot of over the internet people playing the last season of Dragon Ball Z where I guess Goku leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was kind of what they attributed.
Is it Z or GT?
I couldn't remember.
Z.
Is it Z? Yeah.
Where he just jumps off and it's like all people added like wings to the back.
Yeah. So
they did give him a comic of arriving at Snake Way.
Yeah, I did
stuff
see
like
that.
Like
well.
that was cool. I was like, all right,
so
we've lost the creative Yu-Gi-Oh, the creative Berserk.
Oh, it's shit. That's right. We
like
did
all years in a row, like the last bunch of years in a row, we've lost.
Forgot about the Yu-Gi-Oh one too. Which I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of.
See, don't do
that. He died saving people.
That's true.
Right.
But I think the best person, like, I am insensitive, but I think the best person put it, like the one who put in the best words was the creator of Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
As like, the guy's death just hasn't hit him yet, but it's like, yeah, he might be dead, but his legacy still lives on in his creation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you are a fan of Dragon Ball or like Akira Toriyama has influenced your actions, please continue to support by buying let's see what streaming, like enjoy his content.
Yeah, I mean that's
from Dr. Slump or Dragon Ball or what was it, Sandland, like anything
Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
like
if you are a fan, support it by any legal means to some degree at least. Yeah, I had to add that one in,
But no, it's very sad, and from the podcast, our hearts go out to the family and whoever else. It's it sucks, and I hope he has a good time on Snake Way. Making his run to train with Kai.
Dragon Ball has now officially entered the Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls section of ignorance, where if you say anything bad about it, they will bring up the fact that Toriyama is dead now.
Oh yeah.
I promise you, this is gonna get
No, you're probably not wrong.
Vastly.
All right, let's lighten the mood here a little bit. We're
Dude.
30 minutes of depressing so far.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So
I get fresh.
with it being obviously Mario Day, I thought this would be a cool time to announce that, or not announce, like I'm fucking making it.
We bought Mario.
But yeah, God, I wouldn't.
We're releasing No.
But they did announce that obviously a new Super Mario movie for 2026 is slated. Nintendo also said that I think there's going to be 3 Mario games coming to their Game Boy Switch thing this week. I can't remember what they were. But yeah, I mean, I kind of expected they were going to make another Mario. I think despite Chris Pratt being Mario, the first one was successful. I enjoyed it.
Massively successful.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart will be playing Bullet Bill.
Can we just stop casting him in video game movies, please?
I just want to fuck with you.
Also, how big of a character is Bullet Bill gonna be in this one? Like,
you turn wasn't fucking with you. This is like a complete bit.
Oh, is it not legit? Okay, I was like, what?
You like completely believe me?
Putting a lot of emphasis
That's
on
so
Bullet.
bad.
Well, it's like after seeing fucking Borderlands, I just don't want him near a video game. But
if
no,
it happens, knock on wood. I mean, out fucking playing the lottery,
dude.
That'd be great.
I'm gonna be mad at you if it does happen. I'm gonna say it's your fault.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I said, 2026. I believe is what I saw as the release dates. About 2 years. I did see where Jack Black was doing an interview, and he kind of notates. He's like, "Oh, it should be. If they're gonna do it, it should be like Bowser's Revenge," which I guarantee that's probably what it's gonna be. Wouldn't surprise me. But he ends up playing. He's like, "Yeah, I actually started writing a song for it." And he like plays it. It's basically like, I can't believe I wasn't nominated for an Oscar, or like something like that. It's like, that's God, Jack Black just being that guy needs to stay alive for a long time. I can't lose Jack Black.
He also just did a cover of
Hit
One
Me,
More
Baby.
Time by
It's great. I love it. I was like, I told my wife, I go, this can't be good. Like, there's no way it's gonna be any good, especially for a Kung Fu Panda movie. Where it's like, what a random song. And it's so good. And speaking of which, Kung Fu Panda 4 came out. I didn't even know they were making a 4th one.
Yeah, I heard. Doesn't he have like a son now?
Couldn't tell you. I've only watched the first one, and it's a good one. I've only ever watched the first one.
Okay.
It's funny that which it was totally unrelated, but me putting the question of like, what was the best video game movie adaptation or like coincide with? I still love the Kung Fu Panda game from the 360. It was a good game. And then Fallout had their new trailer
for Amazon Prime.
I'm sold on it now.
It looks pretty dope.
I'm sold on it.
It looks great.
I do like they're not taking a super overly serious. Like it almost feels like somebody that's never played Fallout before playing Fallout. Is the vibe I get from like the main girl, where it's like, oh wait, all these people are trying to kill me, and it's like, it's like, oh, that's
it does give off like, hey, this is actually what will happen. So this is like a Fallout story.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I'm also happy that they're not following like
a certain game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then the second they veer off of that storytelling, everybody's going to lose their shit. And like, I'm cool with them doing a whole new story set in that universe. I'm perfectly fine with that.
There's enough vaults that you can say, hey, this random person left their vault.
But no, it looked very solid. I forget the guy's name, but I know him as Croyd from Justified. But he's the excuse me, because I don't play Fallout a lot. I know bits and pieces. But he plays the mutant sheriff.
Oh,
Walton Goggins.
yes. I
Is
knew
that-
it was a different name. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, because I know him as Boyd Crowder from Justified. That's I do like him as that character though. He kind of, the old school Western style of character. So, but yeah, did they say when that's coming out?
I feel like it's relatively soon.
Let me see.
I guess I could have looked it up instead of asking the question.
Also,
April 12th, 2024.
oh, there you go.
Oh shit. Okay, so like next month.
Yeah. I'm like, it's supposed to be soon.
Matt Berry does the voice of Cogsworth, which
Okay.
Matt Berry's, if you're not familiar with him, is in like does a lot of fun like voice acting, but like also live action things, like just very fun to listen to because he's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I thought his voice kind of fit that pretty well.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I had to look at the person's face. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. And then to round out this week in Geek, we were kind of talking about this beforehand and thought to add it. A lot of kick drama going on right now. Basically, it looks like Aiden Ross has done an NBA trade of sorts.
Yeah.
Where he's, I guess it was 4 creators whose names I couldn't remember or tell you who they were.
Maybe if they streamed more.
Yeah, if they streamed more, I probably know who they were. Pretty much got traded for XQC, I think it was.
Yeah, I don't know who he made that trade with, but I'm pretty sure he won that trade.
Yeah, I mean,
while I don't care for XQC's content, obviously he has a
baller
huge
move. I mean,
following.
Aiden Ross is basically cleaning the house of people who are under contract who are not fulfilling their obligations. Because Neon, another trash person,
Neon, that was
is
one
also
of them, yeah.
on the chopping block if he doesn't stream for 28 days straight.
Yeah, which I mean, he gave these guys a damn good contract that was very minimum.
People, I get where both sides. No, I don't get where both sides are coming from. People need to realize that just because someone is your friend and they're in a position of power does not mean you can skate by.
Yeah,
correct. They thought that they were gonna consistently understream basically,
or not stream
and like
at all in some cases.
He was putting them up in like housing, and then he's telling them they gotta pay rent, and they were like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And it's like, dude,
yeah, this man, he put y'all on. Y'all have every right to fulfill your obligation. This is how it goes. This is a contract. You can't just say, "Oh, we're buddies. Can't you look the other way?"
No, I saw the thing where dude was like, "Bro, you're making like 50 grand a month, and you can't pay me like $2 grand in rent or whatever it was."
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 2 grand. I'm just saying, like, but it was in comparison to the 50,000 a month that you're making. You can't give
way
me
too much money to
however much, right?
I don't even know what it would feel like to spend fucking 50 grand in a month.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, and the hours weren't reasonable. I think it was like 120 hours a month, which boils down to about 30 hours a week.
Shit,
which
I mean,
if you're doing, even if you're just treating it like a 9 to 5, it wouldn't even be a full 9 to 5. It would be like 5 hours, 6 hours a day for 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, my math. I remember math. Yeah.
No, yeah, and it didn't even have to be consecutive.
And that's what we were saying before. Like, even if you have like a longer stream on a Saturday, you can cut time on like a fucking Monday or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
or even then, I mean, because it didn't have to be consecutive hours. So you could do like a 3-hour morning thing where you do some kind of segment and then a 3-hour gaming stream in the evening.
And even with their form of streaming, it's IRL. It's like IRL streaming. Yeah. You motherfuckers can go to a party and just have your camera on. That counts as streaming.
Yeah, I mean that's what Aiden does with a lot of his, where it's just him, going out and hanging. Like, I mean,
basically just turn on a camera when you're hanging out. That wouldn't be that crazy to do.
I'll ask us joke before the podcast. Was like, shit, man, you pay me $5,000 a month. I'll stream 7 days a week for a few hours.
Shit.
Like, shit. No, I'm saying like just giving me an extra $5,000 a month.
Oh well, yeah.
I'll stream
100 a month. I'll stream.
Yeah, no, yeah, $50,000. I'll quit my fucking job.
Right.
Yeah. I'll quit that shit on the stream.
Especially like you said,
Right.
he's giving them
Yeah, pretty much.
housing where like because the thing was they got a free year of housing.
Yeah, like
So it's like shit, man. Put that money back. That way, you could stockpile that money. That way, like you got to pay rent. Cool, yeah. It's not even cutting off the top of the cheese here. Is we're just
that's just crazy to me. Like as somebody who grew up and didn't have money, and we all struggle from time to time with it. Some of us are in better positions than others at different times. But like to me, that's life-changing money that you're talking about pissing away because you're what? I mean, I understand that according to these top streamers that, streaming is harder than an actual real life job, but, let's be real here. It's fucking not.
Yeah.
I understood the initial point of like it can be socially draining, but for you to say it's more socially draining than an actual 9-to-5 job is fucking asinine. Especially when you control your hours, right? Like nobody tells you to stream for 9 hours every day. You decide to do that. You can stop at 5 if you think that 6 is too long, but you don't do that. So you don't get to complain that somebody else, like nobody else is making your schedule but you.
Yeah.
And the fact that like these guys can't even commit to 30 hours a week, 120. I wish I had a job where I was working 120 hours a month. Oh my God, I'm working like fucking 200 a month. I would kill for fucking 120 a month. Especially to make that kind of money. You're making what people don't even make that a year, and you're making that a month.
And that's like, guaranteed money, whether you suck at it or not. Like it could be shit streams and you're still gonna make $50,000.
They didn't say it's a set limit of viewers. It's just a set number of hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because inherently,
I'm sure there are other factors into it. I'm sure
that
it can't just be hours, but they were consistently under their hours, which is what the problem was.
Yeah, I mean
But the thing is, back to that whole streaming is a hard job. I feel like
it's not.
It stemmed from Hassan Piker specifically.
Yeah.
If it wasn't him, I feel like that logic would have more weight behind it. But the guy who constantly eats on stream or watches someone's video and then leaves.
Yeah.
You specifically can't say that.
Right.
Look,
if someone's playing a game like on the hardest difficulty or fucking blindfolded or doing something like that, that's hard to do. But that's on your time. You're choosing to do this. You can stop after 4 hours and say, well, I'm done for the day.
Right.
Especially if you're a millionaire chilling in a $3 million house.
Also, when your family is loaded and you were, this term is a little overused these days, but you were essentially a Nepo baby in terms of like, dude, your uncle gave you a fucking job. Like, oh yeah, I had a real job. I worked in sales for what, like 3 months, and then you got the TYT gig, and then you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, as a streamer, and Onyx is also a streamer, like streaming for a couple hours can, sometimes it can be draining. Yeah, of course. But is it more draining than going to work all day, working for somebody else on somebody else's dime and not getting to choose your hours? Not really, no.
Yeah.
As somebody who works 50 hours every week, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
No, to the point where I can work that 10-hour shift, come home, and then stream for a bunch of hours because I'm like, well, this is a lot better than what I was just doing.
Yeah. No, and it's not to say that it doesn't have its own frustrations.
No, it does.
And there's nights where it's the viewers ain't what you want it to be, or the content's not what you want it to be. I'd still rather do this than go to work.
Yeah.
Editing this podcast is not the easiest thing to do sometimes, especially when I want to get intricate with it. Shit fucks up. There's still a missing podcast in the ether that I still, can't do anything with because my computer died. That's fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
Does it make this harder than my 9 to 5? No.
No, it has drawbacks. Everything has drawbacks, right? Like everything has drawbacks.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not the easy. Well, it's an easy job. It is. There's no two ways about it. If this is a full-time job, either whether it's us podcasting and this takes off and it becomes our full-time job, or streaming or whatever, right? It's definitely easier than working a construction site 9 to 5. It's easier than, you know, doing what most of us are doing, even if it's either physical labor or like retail or sales or different. Like I work in retail and sales. Like both aspects of that suck. You want to talk about socially draining? Um, I have to professionally talk to people for a living. Like it's not great on your social,
So this is
wear
why
and
we
tear and
get you
shit.
this
Like
way.
it's
Gotcha.
yeah, that's fucking insane. But but it's it's hard, man. Like it is. Like, but streaming, and yeah, if I was streaming for 9 hours, yeah, I'm sure I would be exhausted. But I also don't go out of my way to stream for 9 hours.
Yeah.
You know, I know people that have done a 12-hour stream. I know me personally, I probably couldn't do that realistically because it would be too much. I'd have to get up. And, that's usually how people do it. The same thing with these 24-hour streams. These people are fucking sleeping on stream and shit, like doing shit, what's I mean, they literally have a thing for streaming and it's like sleep streams or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Who's
that's not
watching
weird to
this?
you
I
guys?
don't understand. Well,
Right. Like,
inherently, I
You
do know
you
who's
know,
watching
yeah.
that. Yeah.
You
Again.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to meet these people. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But but like, that's how a lot of these people, what was it? Ludwig streamed for like however many weeks straight because he would just like go to sleep while the stream was still running, wake
Yeah.
up and like do whatever. And I'm like, if I'm streaming, like I want to, this is a personal thing. This is why I would never do a 24-hour stream. Like I never offered it in the almost 4 years I've been a streamer. I've never offered it because if I'm streaming, well, I work too fucking much to have a 24-hour stream. But also, like if I'm offering 24 hours of me streaming, I want 24 hours of me being here to like give you content and talk to you guys and entertain you guys and do all that. Like I feel like it's a cheap trick for me to be like, well, I slept for like 5 hours, so like I still got 19 hours of streaming. Like, nah, fuck that. Like that, you know. I feel bad taking a piss break sometimes when I'm gonna pee myself. Like I have to take 5 minutes to go pee real quick, and I feel guilty about that.
God,
Like
5 minutes, you fucking old man. Jesus Christ.
yeah, man. Shit gets tough when you're old. Look at all this gray, man. Like
Wiggling
this
it
shit
more than
ain't.
3 times is playing with yourself. Just remember
Well,
that.
listen. Sometimes I'm just on vacation, but that's besides the point. Like, but no, like it's so silly to me that became a thing. But again, like you were saying, like the people that are saying it make it worse, right? Like the people that have come from well-off financial situations in their lives, and then the same people that bitch about the wealthy while being ultra wealthy, like
Yeah.
don't sit here and bitch about, oh, it's really hard that I go out of my way to make sure that I stream for 9 hours and then bitch that he streamed for 9 hours. Like, no, dickhead, that's on you, bro. Like, sorry. If you're looking for sympathy points, you're not getting them from probably anybody but like your most loyal of following.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a wild opinion. And it's not to say like there's probably not avenues or streamers that do have hard jobs, but it's not the streaming part.
Right.
Like people like Markiplier who do stuff outside of streaming and have business deals outside of streaming. Like, yeah,
Sure.
that's probably the difficult part of that job. That is not easy because you were having to wheel and deal and,
Right.
and do that. The streaming and content creation is the easy part of that.
Yeah.
Like Pat McAfee, once again, the podcast is probably not the hardest part of his job.
No.
It's the behind the scenes stuff that's hard.
Right.
We can sit here for hours and we can talk in a microphone about fuck all. And that's easy. But if we're having to do business deals on the back end of it and we're having to have meetings with people and that's difficult.
Right.
I just want to clarify that because I know there's people out there that obviously stream and do more than just that.
Sure.
I get that that's hard. We mean just this. This is
Right.
the easy part of the job.
Yeah.
This I would do this as opposed to go to work every day if I could. If it paid me $50,000 a month.
Right.
Like I would be on podcasts out the ass.
Put out
just
mid to trash content every day.
I do that already.
Yeah. I mean, but that's
for no money.
Right. Yeah. I do
zero
that shit pro bono.
dollars,
God damn it! Like
$0.
I'm basically interning to put out shit content at the moment.
Yeah.
So like that's
best employee of the month though.
Fuck yeah.
Oh Lord.
Every month running.
All right, well that's enough of our high horse. Let's get on a different high horse when it comes to wrestling.
Oh man. I want to be a high horse.
Okay, Vosh.
Jesus. You know what? I like a train. I'm just going straight through it.
I forgot about that until after the words came out of my mouth, and I went, "Oh shit!"
God damn it, guys!
Oh, fucking piece of shit. That was like immediate. Didn't even cross my mind. Just
was the filter didn't activate for that one, did it?
No.
It just went straight.
But I appreciate you for it. Like that's.
Oh Lord. So big surprise. I watched AEW this week.
Look at
some
you.
of it.
Go.
Half of it.
It's a start.
I did watch Dynamite.
Oh, so you watched a full show?
Yeah, I watched all of Dynamite.
Yeah.
I meant like half of the catalog of because what they put out 3
shows,
so
but you
only
need
really 2.
Yeah, really 2, but
2.25.
And it, you know what? It was a solid show.
Actually, 3.5 shows.
I was very content with the show from beginning to end, which is rare for me with some of the Dynamites I've seen in the past. Some major points, obviously, the super obvious one is Okada is not going to WWE. Like we all thought.
Worst kept secret.
Yeah, worst kept
secret. And we were all surprised by this. Really.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard when I heard the music. But he's not only all elite, but he is part of the elite.
Yes.
Okay, that's
they kicked out Kenny and Adam Page,
which is it's a funny bit of heel work.
Yeah,
was Adam? I would say.
Okay, so the report is Adam Page is on leave for a little bit. He's taking a break, but in kayfabe, the elite suspended him without pay from the elite, not AEW,
just from the elite.
Yeah. So technically, he's suspended without pay, but basically just gave him time off with pay.
Yeah,
right.
And Kenny Omega is fired from the elite,
not from AEW. Yeah.
Oh Lord, I can't stand those two.
They're doing great heel work. This is fun.
I guess.
I mean, I am glad that they're using. I mean, although they, obviously Tony has always said that like he never wants to be a character on TV, like like the authoritative figure character.
You mean the authority?
Well, I mean, like like Vince. He doesn't want to be the Vince of AEW in terms of obviously he is in the sense that he is the creator and blah blah.
But he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be Mr. McMahon.
He doesn't want to be put in the role.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't want to be like an on-screen, obviously like ridiculous, over-the-top caricature of himself kind of thing.
Gotcha.
He does a good enough job at being a caricature
on Twitter,
as is, but he's been doing a lot better.
I like the fact that they mimic Tony Khan's whole announcement thing.
Yeah,
like wide eye, trying not to blink.
We
have a great announcement.
Not to interrupt you, but let's do this announcement in the ring.
He is rough though, but
they're using the Cody Vader, which is fun. I like how they do this. They brought back the tunnels for heels and baby faces just for them to not use either one.
Right.
But they come through the middle.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just it's a fucking piece of. That's
While
crazy.
I don't enjoy them usually, I will say that this has been pretty good so far. Um, as somebody who just doesn't like them, and it's not like I don't care for their in ring work. It's the same pet peeve I have with most things. It's very formulaic. You're hitting the same spots every match. It starts to wear off. Like the first time they did that, like face buster, back roll through the middle rope into the back flip to the outside kind of thing. The first time I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's dope!" And then I saw it
And then
every
you kept
week,
doing
and
it.
I
Yeah.
went, "Okay." It's like when Charlotte Flair and Hangman do the moonsault from the top to the
You
outside
know it's
every
coming.
match, and you're like,
It's a
eh.
backflip. She lands on her feet
Like,
first.
well, yeah, but still.
Too damn tall.
Too damn tall.
But it's just, you know,
Look, everyone has that one hated wrestler or wrestlers. Onyx with Eddie Kingston. You hate the Bucks.
it's
Apparently, I just hate Charlotte Flair.
yeah. It's not even again if there was more and we haven't touched on this yet, but if there was more storytelling to some of the things that they did, and it wasn't that like okay, the knock on Cena, right? It's the 5 moves of doom. He does the same 5 moves every match, and
Yeah.
then there was a point in time from what was it like 2015, 2016 to like recently where everybody had like some form of comeback move, you know. Even Orton was, the two
Yeah.
clotheslines, duck and do the power slam and blah blah blah, and then
When did his power slam? I'm sorry not to be off topic because I was actually thinking about this watching SmackDown. When did the power slam become part of his kind of like 5 moves? Has he always done the power slam, or is that
yeah, for a minute. This
it's
isn't like a new
it's been probably like 7, 8, some odd years,
so would it
maybe
like post
maybe
legacy?
more.
post legacy.
Okay, because I kept
He's
thinking,
just a-
I was like,
You could
because
think
he
like
does it so well. I'm just like, I don't remember when he started doing this.
his 5 moves would probably be the power slam, the RKO, the fucking apron DDT,
DDT, which he has done for a
uh,
very long time.
the circle stomp. I don't think
I
he
haven't
does
seen
that.
he
him do
hasn't
that in a
really done
while.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He only
I
does
remember
that
like
when he's
stomp.
heel.
because I remember that was his signature in one of the WWE games was like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
circle stomp.
He also has that like backbreaker thing that he was doing like across his back that he doesn't really do anymore.
I think that's
Yeah.
some
You
of
could
that's
say that like
because
release backdrop onto the announce table is like one of the
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
moves to do. But like it became very formulaic for like most people, right? Like Cena had the double shoulder blocks with the proto bomb into the 5 knuckle shuffle.
it's not
He's
the
got
protocol.
Orton's got the 2 clotheslines, the duck into the power slam. Um, Danielson had the
The yes kicks.
The kicks.
flip, does the backflip over them, then does the
Put psycho.
runs the ropes, ducks, and then does the flying elbow first, and then does the knee.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell, even CM
who
Punk
else?
had I mean, it was the
Yeah, I mean they
shining wizard
literally
into
put
the
it in
bulldog.
they put it into the games. Like
Yeah.
they had comebacks of every like it became a thing, right? So that overly formulaic, it happens in every match is obviously, not great. Um, but they have been doing I do appreciate that they're trying something different. They're tying into the whole EVP thing and they're making it a thing. Um, they're taking inspiration from what people already don't like them for
And
and
just
people
ramping it
accuse
up.
them for. Yeah. So
But
that's fun.
I do like the bit about Sting's sons. Them ragging on. They're like 6'3" and 300 pounds, and they kicked our ass.
Uh,
You cheated. Like,
oh,
it's
actually, you
funny.
didn't see it. Somebody posted in my Discord a photo, and it was like, I don't remember who said it, but somehow Sting's sons look exactly like him while looking
Yeah.
nothing like each
Yeah.
Oh no,
other.
I've seen that. I've seen that Twitter
And
post.
I
Like
was dying
each one
laughing.
looks like different eras of Sting, but they
Yeah,
don't look alike.
correct.
But
And you're like,
also the one that,
yeah,
funny enough, the one that was like doing Wolfpack Sting, his hair wasn't long. It's actually a
It's a
wig he was
wig.
wearing. Yeah.
oh wow.
Funny enough, he had recently just cut his hair.
Oh, that sucks.
So
Like
it's like,
timing wise, like yeah.
Are
like he
they?
showed up
Is both his sons in the wrestling scene,
no,
or is
they're
this
No.
not
just kind
wrestlers
of
at
a
all.
random? Okay,
I think both of
the
them play football.
the one needs
gotcha.
to be with all that fucking jumping and
Yeah.
shit. Like
Oh,
that
No,
one.
they're both
what the Wolfpack
uh
one where he jumped
yeah.
Yeah,
20 feet
that
too short
motherfucker was
and
getting.
fucking 80
He
feet in the
fucked me up.
air, headbutting these guys in the corner.
Fucking great. But no, the one streams on YouTube and he had like made a post about it, like, hey, sorry I've been away for a while, but this is like I want to get into the best shape possible for
Yeah.
this moment. And
Yeah.
then he did a live stream. I think he got like 7,000 viewers at one point concurrently.
Jeez.
Great.
So it's like
I have to
everyone
check
just
him
showed
out.
him love.
Goddamn nepo babies. No.
But we're sidetracking on that whole bit
Yeah.
because it leads up to Eddie Kingston coming out. And I
Goody.
just like the fact that the first thing he says is, "Hey, y'all talked about a dress code. I'm in sweats and Tim's. Fuck off." And then he's like, "I know you're gonna find me if I say anything bad." So he throws money at him and says, "I'm gonna say any. You might as well get started on this."
Jesus.
It's still 2-on-1. They jump him. They're setting up for the EVP trigger, which is still I love the fact that they constantly change the names of their. And then the coin drop. Okada comes out, and we're thinking, hey, this is going to be this big save moment. Okada stands tall. He's going to be a face. That's not what happened.
Nope.
He hit the most awkward rainmaker I've ever seen.
Love Okada. Love Kingston. But I still think the Rainmaker does not make the best surprise finisher on someone.
Yeah.
It's not like the super kick where it comes out the corner.
You can just kind of hit it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is you had to grab Kingston around his waist, spin him around, which if you look at Okada and you look at Kingston, it's a little like
Well,
Eddie,
even if you took the turn out of it and just did the pull, like you pulled him and closed, like that could have
worked. It's
worked.
hilarious.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. You're just disorienting him before. That's not how you say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. You're disorienting. I guess that is how you say it. Disorienting him. I don't know why I was like
I'm
trying to
think
throw
what
an extra
word you were
syllable in there.
trying to
Yeah.
say.
But you get them disoriented, and then you
hit him with the lariat. But
and then you hit him with the lariat.
Have you been hit by the Rainmaker? Jesus Christ!
I don't know. I hit something. But
just take one Rainmaker and you can't.
Yeah.
And stuff. That was fucked up. I don't think he even took the Rainmaker. He actually just fell.
Yeah, I mean it's Kingston.
But
so.
yeah, funny enough, I didn't think it was gonna be Okada showing up for that.
Yeah,
because the way they built up Eddie and the Elite was the same way they built up Danielson versus the Elite versus the Bucks, because he was one of the other people that had a problem with the Bucks.
yeah.
So I thought, oh man, we're gonna have Eddie and Danielson team up as the unlikely duo because of what they did after Revolution.
Well, it looks like they're setting up Osprey and Danielson.
Yes, because you didn't watch Rampage, I'm just gonna like blend both together. So they had a squash match, the Elite, the new Elite with Okada.
Pac return.
And Kingston comes out. Yeah.
See, look, I keep up with it.
So we have Pac, Penta, and Eddie versus Okada and the Bucks. And it seems like this is deviating to Eddie and Okada at Dynasty for the Triple Crown Championship.
Okay, yeah.
We also have the first confirmed match of Dynasty being Danielson versus Will Ospreay. This is definitely Danielson saying, "Hey, I want to have a match with Will Ospreay before my career is ending."
It'd be a good match, though. I think that would be an excellent match.
Be a great match. It's gonna be a great match. But this does stem into the biggest complaint that AEW has. There are no stories being told with this. This is Danielson just came out and said, "I want a match." They have a match. Danielson has a match with Willie. I forgot his name. With another guy.
Durther for I think.
I was ready to say Willie Mack, and I don't know if I'm right. I think this is actually just a random person that my brain has just come up with. But Osprey literally just comes out and says, "You're a great wrestler. I'm a great wrestler. Let's have a match, Dynasty."
Right.
That's basically how this builds up. But I get Danielson doesn't need a story to tell because he just came off of one with Kingston, and basically Danielson's whole story up until next year will always be, "Hey, I'm running out of time. This is going to be my last year as a full-time wrestler, so I'm knocking out this as my farewell tour to being a full-time wrestler."
Yeah.
The only problem for me is that it takes the like. So do you just not you don't want to win? You just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the thing to me where like that sense of storyline becomes kind of goofy, right? Like
Yeah.
you should want to prove that you're the best, right? Like that's his whole thing. I'm the best in the world. You having great matches but losing all of them doesn't make you the best in the world, right? Like that's not really how that's supposed to work when you're trying to tell a story. Like you go in and you go, well, he's going to take the pin. Like Osprey's going to win this match, especially now when you're just like, well, I want to wrestle you because you're a great wrestler and I'm a great wrestler. And it's like, cool. And the, you know, the nickname for AEW for a while was like the was it the Dream Match Machine or whatever the fuck? And it's like, well, here's the problem. When every match is a dream match, no matches are dream matches, right? Like you can't have every match be a dream match because then nothing's a dream match.
Yeah.
You can't have every match be this thing because then it's normal and it's not a huge deal
Yeah.
anymore. Like stories still need to be made, right? Like and that was the whole thing with we had talked offline about WWE not having a lot of in-ring time for their shows because they're focusing so much on stories. Stories get you invested into the matches. You still need to have matches, right?
Yeah.
Like 28 minutes on a 2-hour show is ridiculous. They need to increase that time. I understand right now with WrestleMania and them trying to preserve people, not get people hurt. I get all of that. 28 minutes is not enough time of in-ring work, no matter how good the storytelling is. Having almost no storytelling and just match after match after match after match, there's no investment. Like,
Why do we
you know,
care?
even UFC. Did we have this conversation last week or the week before? I feel like we've had this conversation before. Where, like, even the UFC puts video packages together. Like, I have somebody I'm rooting for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to like, hey, you know, these are just two guys having a match, but like after the match, maybe that's sort like Danielson had his match with whoever he had his match with, right? That's fine.
That's who it was.
Okay, yeah.
I had to
That's
look.
who I was thinking of when I was like, you said Willie Mack, and I'm like, that's no. I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
was but like that's fine, right? And then he comes out and there's a story there, but it's like a convolute, like it's a goofy like I want to wrestle you. Okay, great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, ooh.
But this is the
How
thing.
often are you going to have that story? That's going to be his whole storyline for a year. The last year that he's wrestling full time, it's like, I just want to wrestle you. And it's like, okay, Chet, like that's great and all, but like
that can also be a story.
It's also
'Cause,
like a
like-
super less aggressive Goldberg story.
No, not really.
You're next.
you're next to have a grappling fest with me in the ring. Like, no, what the fuck? Like,
Because most of his feuds in AEW have been like that. Well, most of his more
yeah,
marquee feuds. Because you had the Okada thing.
right.
You had where they were trying to prove who was the best wrestler in the world.
That's fine. When if you use that as your story, right? Like that's his motivation. I want to wrestle these people because I want to prove I'm the best in the world. That's fine. But when you're like, oh, you're a great wrestler, I'm a great wrestler. Let's wrestle together, and it's like, well,
Like a G.I. Joe episode.
where's the there's no investment.
But not every feud has to be this drama filled.
No, but not every feud of his has to be a non-feud, and it's just a story. Like there's no investment.
People have certain feuds. You have the dramatic. You can have the dramatics for someone else. Danielson is going out on his terms, and he wants to prove that he wants to still show that he is the best at what he does.
I losing to everybody he wrestles.
But that's not true though. It's not that it's not like every match he's done It's just loss after loss after
Every
loss.
big match he's done.
He beat Okada.
Right. Which is kind of
He
funny because now he's
he beat
debuted and then
he beat Zack Sabre Jr.
he did actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been loss after loss after loss.
Well, it's
It
about
has
to be.
been. It hasn't been though.
He just lost to Eddie Kingston, and he's about
Okay.
to lose to Will Ospreay.
Who knows about that one?
I mean, come on. Are we going to realistically think that this dude
Brian,
just signed a contract
look,
and he's going to
Danielson
on his
is
first
one of those
gig?
guys who will eat a loss though,
Right.
because he just
For how
wants.
long?
But backstage,
Until he
that's
retires.
just Danielson. That's just Danielson in a nutshell. He would rather put over the talent that's going to be there long term over.
Right. It just
having-
takes away from the whole best in the world when you're constantly
Not really.
getting everybody else over.
It's still
Having great matches doesn't make you the best in the world. Winning makes you best, right? Like that's. I understand, like, you know, to the fan, and you're supposed to subvert your immersion and all that, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I get it. We're not supposed to be as on the inside of these things as we are. We're fans at the end of the day, right? Like we are supposed to be fans. That's why I feel like a lot of the, like, internet-based things have killed a lot of the enjoyment of certain things, because like I want to be surprised by things. I want to be a fan of things. I want to enjoy things and not be like, oh well, you know, I found out backstage that actually like just like I don't.
No, but my thing is when someone says they're the best wrestler in the world, CM Punk coined that phrase in a time where he was constantly being shit on. Honestly, he called himself the best wrestler in the world. Jericho.
Yeah, but Danielson started that in ROH.
Yeah, the best technical wrestler in the world.
Right.
At a certain point where Meltzer even gave an award called the Bryan Danielson Award because of technical wrestling, where he just kept winning until Zack Sabre Jr. won it.
Right.
But being the best is someone who could put on a match of the year at the drop of a hat.
Right.
Whether you won or lost that match is irrelevant. It's the fact that you could
not in a company where wins and losses matter.
I guess my version of best wrestler goes to the person who can be a definitive, like.
But that's AEW's problem in a nutshell, though, right? Because, oh man, they put on great performances. Great. What else do they do? Do they tell a good story? Not really. Do they get you invested in it? No, I'm just invested in the fact that they're going to have a good match, right? Like, that's the whole thing. There's not a lot of story being told. How much interaction are they going to have? When's Dynasty? May?
Middle of April.
Oh, it's April. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was May for some reason. But that's still what, 6 weeks away? How much build to the match? Like, you announced the match now. Well, you said middle of April. It's the first week of March, second week of March. So it's 5 weeks away, 4 weeks away.
It's more than that. It's the 21st of April.
So it's like 6 weeks away.
Yeah, because WrestleMania is 4, and that's the beginning of April.
Yeah, 5.
5. Yeah. Okay. So it's 5 weeks away. How much interaction are they going to have for the next 5 weeks? True. What story do you tell at that point? Like, all right, hey, listen, in 5 weeks, in 6 weeks, we're going to have a match. Okay, great. I'll see you in 6 weeks. Like, there's nothing.
On Callis family. Actually, no.
Well, that's a shit show in itself.
Not really.
The Don Callis family.
Yeah. Because you can tell the story.
Wins and losses matter. I want 2 of my guys to wrestle each other.
Yeah, to put on. Hey, I'm a great man.
Put on a great match. Yeah, no, that's great. But why would you be okay with one of your guys taking a pin, and then the following Joe?
It's not like they're taking a pin to a random Joe. They're taking a pin to someone that I also manage.
But did we not bring back the ranking system, or like how does this work? So like if you're losing to your teammate, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So based on the story of AEW, where wins and losses matter, there's a ranking system, there's a this, there's a that. You're actively putting your team against each other. Somebody's got to lose, whether it's one teammate or the other, right? So whether Takeshita won or Ospreay won, one of them is losing and going down in a ranking. When Fletcher and Ospreay are wrestling, one of them has to lose, and that's your teammate, and one of them is going up, and one of them is going down in the ranking. Shouldn't you want to preserve your team to hopefully everybody's winning and not definitely losing on your team? Like, you're right. It's a sports-based thing. It's a ranking thing.
I feel like
if we're a team, I don't want to like, I want to wrestle my buddy because we're going to put on a great match. That's awesome, but and they're not bad matches. I'm not shitting on the match themselves. I'm talking about the story aspect of it. If we're wrestling, and I go, all right, I want to move up in the rankings, and you want to move up in the rankings, one of us is not going to do it. So unless they're setting it up where I feel like they should have done it at that point, if they're setting it up to turn on him, which is I feel like ultimately what they'll do.
This is the build up to either I would say Will turning away from the Callis family and reuniting the United Empire,
or them turning on him completely. But like again, it makes Don Callis look like an idiot, which I mean he does that on his own. But it makes Don Callis look like an idiot by going, yeah, I don't have anybody else to wrestle this amazing talent. I'm just gonna have my own guy wrestle my other guy. Great. Now somebody's taking a loss when that's supposed to mean something. You see what I'm saying? Like
I do have a random piece of information.
Huh?
I do have a random piece of information.
Go ahead.
I love random pieces of
Bryan Danielson is 2-2 at singles pay-per-views. 2 wins, 2 losses.
So who's the other person he lost to?
He has lost to most recently. And I'm sorry. I'm going from Revolution 2023 to 2024.
So for the last year.
Yeah. So he lost to Kingston.
He beat Okada and Zack Sabre.
And then he lost to MJF.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was last year.
Yeah. Now that's not all the wins he has, but it's all the singles wins.
Pay-per-views,
yeah. Because there's All Out. He beats Ricky Starks.
So he's
3-2. Sorry, 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
And the Double or Nothing was a tag match. Sorry, I'm kind of looking at this as we go. World's End was a tag match. Yeah, so just 3-2.
But I feel like the point of the Callis family was to showcase that Don Callis is a great manager, and as you can also put up the point of, hey, it takes someone of my own group to beat someone of my own group. When they face someone that's outside of the family, they lose. They win.
Yeah, I see both y'all's complaints about it. I do get where both of you were coming from. I do think that is the realm. Porto's suggestion is where they're going with it, and then at the same time you're setting a pecking order of the group. Of this is who's top. And we've proved that now because he's beaten this guy. Although this guy is good, Will Ospreay is the head of this group.
You can do that if you do that and say, hey, this is like an unranked or however they want to name it, right? Like however they want to put that. Like this shouldn't count against.
The rankings only matter if that person's going for the title. I'm sorry. As much as I like AEW, the ranking system is kind of convoluted. But at the same time,
I mean, it's very. But it brought it back.
You don't have to put the ranking up for every match.
I mean, does that kind of negate the point then?
No, because you look at who's the top 5 rated of that.
But how do you? So out of curiosity, how do you make that top 5 if not every match is supposed to be rated?
Every match does count, but
who determines like, okay, well now I want to be rated to go for the title. Before 6 months ago, I didn't care about the title. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all supposed to go together. Everybody, I mean, the ultimate goal is everybody's supposed to want to go for the title, right? That's the whole point. Everybody's supposed to want to win. In the NFL, nobody's playing to get a great record while, whatever, they're playing to win the Super Bowl. I mean, not every team has a chance, obviously, the Browns for years and the Lions for years can attest to that. But again, like every team's going for the championship in some fashion or another. So if the point is not to get there, then what's the point? Like, where are we going with it? Obviously, not everybody can contend for the title at the same time, right? Same thing with the UFC. You have however many, 20 fighters in a division. Like, not everybody's going to be number one, but you have to build your way up there, right? Like, you got a guy coming in. So either do away with the ranking system again,
or make it,
which is what they started doing, or make it make sense, right? Like that's all I'm saying. Like I have no problem with having great matches. But when all you're doing is having like that's how that whole conversation started. When all we're doing is just having great matches and we're not telling stories with anything, then everything gets lost. It's the same thing when WWE is telling a lot of stories and not having great matches to follow it up. That's where things run into the problem. When the in-ring work doesn't match the story that's being conveyed, it loses its sizzle to it, right? Like
Yeah. No,
I
it's a
do
fair
I do
point.
worry about this tag team match for WrestleMania because they're putting a lot of time into it, and we
Lot of
haven't
main
gotten there yet.
events
A
for the
lot
last
of a
few
lot
weeks.
of a lot of overrun and all that stuff. What did we say? You said the word before, and I already forgot it.
Overrun.
So I did say it right. Okay, I
Yeah.
fucked up. I thought I fucked up again, but
Another
like
Rainmaker.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the third show in 2 weeks where the ending of it has been them just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and
The
like
Rock isn't gonna wrestle.
And I don't
no,
mind, like,
Roman isn't gonna wrestle.
yeah,
no,
Seth was injured, and the only
right,
one so out of 4 people out of the biggest main event, only one person out of that group can wrestle
right.
or
Well,
is
like is able to consistently without work. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, which is also rough, right? Like we said again offline, we understand why you want to keep them fresh. You don't want to get anybody injured, God forbid, right before the show, like because then you got to pivot and all that shit. Like I completely get it, but it's still rough.
yeah.
Um,
Like you said, 28 minutes is a bit ridiculous.
yeah, and that's
For a 2 hour
they
long
both
show.
they both need to go
In the middle.
right.
DIY
They
style,
they both
medium.
have to work towards kind of meeting more in the middle. And again, that's not to say that WWE needs to be more like AEW or AEW needs to be more like WWE. They just need to take the things that they're really good at and improve upon it for both sides, right? Like it's not about AEW being more like WWE because I just don't think that'll work for them. TNA tried it and it didn't work for them, right? Like TNA had a huge following before they tried to become WWE light, and I don't want that for AEW because they are their own thing. I just want them to take what they're good at and expand upon it and make people invest in it more. Again,
Yeah.
they have a core audience. They have a really loyal fan base, but it doesn't go anywhere. And of course, like it doesn't matter to me, right? I don't gain financially from them gaining viewership but it is rough to see like we had this conversation about them booking smaller venues to make it look better, make it look more impactful, that they don't have just this section of emptiness. They don't have, again, they're drawing like 700,000 in the ratings when they were hitting 800, 900, almost a million. They haven't hit a million in I don't know how long for a Dynamite. Like, how are they doing less numbers when they have no competition than they were when they had competition?
Yeah.
Like that's I want to see them grow because them being in business is good for the business. It's good for us. We have more content to talk about. We have more things to discuss. We have more things we can enjoy. When WWE is only putting on 28 minutes of wrestling, I can turn into fucking AEW and go, I get to actually watch some wrestling. Like this is nice, but I
You gotta
still
make you
want
care
to.
about the wrestling.
Right. I still want to give a shit. And
Not
like
like AEW have never put on storylines that have made people care about the wrestling in the
no, absolutely. They just
MJF
don't
versus
do
Danielson.
they
They have
just don't
Even
do a
right
ton
now,
of it.
I like the Edge and Christian storyline.
They still have Swerve and Hangman's
And
whole
hang on.
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. I'm not saying they do none of it. They just need to do
More
more
of
of
it.
it. Not to the point where they severely cut down the in-ring work because that's what their thing is, right? Like they're more known for the in-ring work. I'm not telling them to completely
It,
abandon
it also
what they're
sucks
doing.
that some of the storylines had to be cut for certain reasons. The whole CMLL invasion angle has to be kind of dropped
Why? I didn't
slowly
hear about
because of
this.
it's visa issues.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Due to
that's
due to a
unfortunate.
lot
I
of
mean,
paperwork, they might not be able to work in the U.S.
Also, I don't remember if we discussed this, but isn't them working with CMLL kind of like fucked their AAA relationship?
Oh yeah,
Like
but that's a Mexico thing.
No, I understand, but
I
like,
think they stopped
isn't that
working with. I feel like no, actually, it's more of as long as the AAA and CMLL guys are on separate shows completely, it's fine. Because
Oh,
they've
I
had
thought they just
they
couldn't
had a
have
AAA
AAA
guy.
guys. Oh, okay.
They've had a AAA guy in this whole thing. I
Okay.
think it was. I think one of their champions was on AEW television.
Well,
So it's more of a
that's why I
hey,
thought it was a bad deal because I don't know, I don't remember where I read it or who had posted that I read it, and I was like so they can't have any AAA guys while they're working, like while they have that working relationship. And I understand, like, that's two
I think the
competing
relationship has gotten
companies,
better,
but
so it's more.
hey,
And
listen, if
just don't.
if the cartels can stop ceasefire because Akira Toriyama died, I mean, these guys can at least like allow that company to work with both companies, right? Like
But yeah,
it's not that deep. Like it's not.
and their shit goes deeper than cartel.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying.
tell
Like,
you who
trying to make light of it. But
company that has had the best storytelling and wrestling, Lucha Underground.
no, stop. You talking about the actual drug ring?
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Like how that just went under.
Prince Puma, man.
The son of Rey Mysterio. No, he wasn't the son of Rey Mysterio.
No.
Oh,
Like
Lord.
No, I think it was the adoptive son of Rey Mysterio.
I will say though, that show got me into quite a few of the current people that are around now, though.
I mean, if you look at the people that were on it, it's kind of funny. Like there was I don't know, did I send you the video? I might not have, but I was watching highlights of it was Penta against, and I don't remember what their name was in Lucha Underground, but it was like Irie and EO and um somebody else. Like it was like a gauntlet match, and he was against like them and whoever else was in that group, and it was brutal. Like it's a brutal match. Like
Yeah.
Penta hits hard, man. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of fun to watch.
See,
But it was just
that's
kind
where
of
I
funny to
enjoyed
me.
Penta. Like that's where I found Penta.
Yeah, and he's doing the arm break, and then
Yeah.
from there he went to TNA, and he was doing like I would love to see like a big, make him like a killer kind of run again. Like he was fun to watch in that regard. But no, I just again it ties back into both companies do certain things well. They just need to expand on the other things.
Yeah.
And again, it's not to say that WWE never has good wrestling. It's the same thing like AEW has good stories. Like, I was invested in the whole Adam Cole MJF thing, and obviously MJF getting injured and taking time off and all that stuff, like kind of
He's going to WWE.
fuck the payoff. But
Yeah.
he's not, but that's okay.
I did see a Cena had an interview where they actually asked him about MJF.
Because they met during the Iron Claw,
Claw
screening.
Yep.
And
Premiere.
no, and Cena had a lot of good things to say about him. I mean, it was one of those he made a comment of like, if this was 10 years ago, me, I probably wouldn't even talk to him because I was such a
his career.
I'm a WWE guy and that's who I am. And he made a comment that WWE should pick the kid up because he's gonna do good things. And
I think Cody Rhodes had said MJF is destined to be in a WWE ring at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
I can see it happening. I just don't think it's happening yet.
Yeah.
No.
I just don't.
More years.
Yeah. I think he if he hasn't already, he signs one more contract with AEW. Does work with them for however long until his contract is up, and then probably after that will go. Unless they really just wow him to like incentivize him that much to keep him around.
Yeah.
I mean, I think either company would benefit obviously from him. I think he's a great talent. That was the whole thing. We didn't discuss it on air yet, but that's the same thing. Like Mercedes / Sasha had already talked about going back, and people lost their shit about that.
They're kind of setting it up that way, though. I mean,
but it's not. This is the thing. Sasha is not one of the. I think as the AEW super fan, Tony's paying me top dollar.
$50,000 a month.
Yeah, I feel like AEW fans have gotten into this mindset that everyone coming from WWE is just some bitter person,
Right.
and they're just coming back because they hated the company. Not every person just hates the company. I get that
Most
Sasha
people don't.
I
Like,
get that Edge is a prime example. Adam Copeland,
yeah,
has nothing but good things to say.
I'd even
right.
say
Just
Daniel Bryan or
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson,
Yeah.
whatever.
had
Same
nothing
thing.
but good things to say. It's just AEW lets them wrestle talent they haven't wrestled.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
It
go to
offers
places.
them something different. Obviously her Japan run got cut short because she got hurt.
Yeah.
So that's still potentially on the table with an AEW contract where it wouldn't have been with a WWE contract. Like, all of this stuff is understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Right, like-
WWE's roster is still about the same as when she left.
Right. And that was the thing we didn't quite talk about. We were starting to with the whole Okada contract, right? Like, the whole thing now on the internet is like, oh, WWE's losing out on all these free agents. They're paying Okada $4.5 million a year, right? For 4 years. It's like a $13.5 million contract for the 4 years, right? I think those were the numbers, if I remember saying correctly, right?
I think
So $4.5 million a year. That's Cody Rhodes level. That's Roman Reigns level. That's, I'm assuming he's still on payroll and still,
level.
right? Brock, like, that's your top guy money. That, we were kind of saying, like, for me, because a lot of WWE, like, if I'm WWE, it makes sense.
Sorry.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah,
get your
right?
hidden blade out? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
You're trying to get the
Funny
coin
enough,
drop? Like,
what you say blade, but go ahead.
Your ninja
Oh,
sword.
I was curious where you were going with this.
He has a ninja sword under his desk. He showed it to me last week. Oh.
Second knife.
Okay.
And
look,
God damn it.
I got disappointed. I was like, oh man, ninja sword. I have
Oh,
one
no,
of those
there is
over
a
there,
katana.
but-
He does have a
in our life.
No, if I'm them, like, I'm not paying that dude $4.5 million a year. Not that he's not tremendous talent and great, but a lot of your fans probably don't know
him.
who he is, right? Not
That's
a lot. I'm saying, like, a lot of
casual
WWE fans are
guys.
more casual.
No,
Listen, there's a lot of smart fans
casual
these days, but
AEW fan will know who Okada is. If you've seen the last time he showed up when the Forbidden Door first started, right? When Okada's coin dropped, the entire arena knew who it was.
right.
This is not because now you're comparing the knowledge of AEW fans to WWE fans.
Well, that's why I said the
Casual
WWE
a
fans
casual
don't
WWE
know.
fan probably wouldn't know who Okada
Might not. They might know the name, but they
know
might.
who the legends are.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. For WWE to pay him $4.5 million a year to potentially have crickets on his arrival, right? Not to say that it completely would be the case. Like, we were having that conversation, like, sign him to a year, get him to, make sure everybody knows who he is, and then start paying him. You can keep him in that main event scene. Same thing we said. LA Knight, was selling merch, was doing all this stuff, was making moves, got a pay raise when the time was to renew the contract. All of that stuff, your top guys who are, drawing money and selling merch, like those. I wouldn't pay a guy $4.5 million if it's my company. I'm not paying him $4.5 million to potentially get there, especially when I already have guys doing that. And those guys might not pan out, but they got a lot of talent in NXT and all that stuff that they can build up. Same thing with the women's division, right? Depending on what Mercedes' asking price was to come back.
Yeah.
Because obviously she was very close to going back to WWE. You have all of these other people. Do you want to spend more money here when you can kind of get away with spending less money and then bring these people up to make new stars? I get it to a point. Like, obviously it would be fun for them to get some, like, big name free agent kind of thing. Not counting
Tama Tonga.
Yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed, but it's
Strong
all
possibility.
but confirmed, I guess. So that'll be
Gorillas of Destiny versus Usos match.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, because they've been trying to build that up over the internet for years.
Yeah,
but you have to have the brothers make up.
Yeah, that could work. Introduce the fucking JOD to. I wonder if they'll use that name though.
The Gorilla Brothers.
probably.
Okay.
Is that not what you said?
No.
No.
What did you say?
They're the Gorillas of Destiny. Jesus Christ. So fucking off the mark.
All right, we're editing that piece out.
Oh man.
I zoned out for a second. I'm sorry.
The Gorilla Brothers.
That's my favorite team. No, that's shit.
It's God.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Under Triple H, they still might. Like they let Sean Spears come back as Sean Spears, right? Like
Chair, but that's different.
not quite.
Chairman.
I mean, he was obviously he could have just came back as Ty Dillinger,
Dillinger,
because that's who
yeah.
he was, right? They could have changed lots of things. They could have changed Jade's name. They weren't gonna, but
No.
um,
See, I feel like it goes to how big of a star they were. The Gorillas of Destiny were like, because they could have did the same thing with the OC.
yeah.
Luke Gallows could have went back to fucking Festus.
Well, he was Luke Gallows before he left. He's just not Doc Gallows. Like he went back to Luke Gallows, but Carl Anderson is still Carl Anderson. Like
Yeah.
that didn't change.
Biscuits and gravy.
It's my jam.
I'd like to
But,
see them be that team. Just
Yeah, get Jesse back. Where'd he go?
But yeah. I feel like we
No, that would be good for them. Like it, but again, it would be good to have like a big name free agent signing. It's more fun when both companies are prospering. And not to say WWE is not prospering. They're just, I think it's funny that it's like, oh, they're not signing this guy to $4.5 million a year contract. Like, yeah, you can't bring somebody in and pay them the same money you're paying a Cody, a Seth, a Roman. Well, I'm sure Roman makes more than Seth, but you're not gonna pay somebody Roman Reigns money right off the bat. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't paid attention to contracts anymore. Don't. That shit don't affect my wallet. Don't care. But
right, and
speaking of
it's not about pocket watching. I'm just saying, like, I understand the thought process in that regard. I don't care how they spend their money. Everybody's sitting here going, "Oh, Tony Khan's going to run out of money." Well, first of all, no, he's not.
Disagree.
But speaking of talking on a subject way too long, let's get to the SmackDown.
Hey, we're running over time.
Yeah, wrap it up.
First of all, everyone's talking about how The Rock is bringing back the Black Adam gimmick for his new entrance.
I do like that he at least changed his entrance. Like that was kind of cool.
The music thing is
the music is still the same.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish they had like a newer version of it to kind of go with the and that's the problem. And that I'm seeing that universally. Like, God, they got rid of but they got rid of the fucking announcer guy. What the fuck's his name? Not Kevin Kelly. That's the one that just got fired from AEW.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that guy's name? He just got released, like the announcer.
Don't know. The only announcer
from like 2 months ago.
The only announcer I know from WWE is fucking Samantha Irving. That's a
fucking... No, like color commentator, like commentator.
Oh, Patrick something, whatever.
Yeah. I wanted to say Patrick Kelly. I don't know if that's correct though. But they let this guy go after a year, and they've been. Why can't they let Def Rebel go? And I'm like, they're Kevin Patrick. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
know it's Patrick something.
Yeah, like why they need to get rid of this fucking band. CFO did much better work.
But that was a Vince call. That was Vince trying to be a dickhead.
Well, now Vince is not there. Can we get CFO back at least?
Maybe.
Or just find somebody else. Because like this band is not it. Like it's not.
Because I feel like they're coasting on the fact that they can just add drums or snare. It's like the same rapper for every black theme.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Getting really bad. But whatever.
Did they
Rock
change?
Comes out.
Oh, sorry. I'm off topic. No, I'm off topic. It's not even. Did they change Lashley's theme again?
I would never know.
Because I thought it was different because I'm used to it just doing the Almighty theme from the jump. But this week it was like he almost did kind of a black silhouette, and and he hits his his
Pose.
pose, and then the almighty thing turns on. Has it always been like that, or am I just having?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, same.
I'd have to look at it
drawing
and
a
kind of go
blank.
back and watch.
Sorry, that was my off-topic moment. You were talking
Yeah.
about.
Honestly, AEW has been killing it with themes.
Yeah, I do like. I think all the theme music for them is pretty solid.
Adam Cole has not had a bad theme yet.
True.
Not. I'm talking since ROH.
Yep.
Like something for you to fucking the Undisputed Era theme.
Bang.
To even that remix, that bad kind of off remix they did for later NXT.
Yeah.
And then right into fucking Here Comes the Boom. Love that part though.
No, he easily has currently one of my favorite like entrances.
Which one?
Well, his current one, like in AEW, where it just not even so much the music, but just the presentation of it, like is just so clean and spot on. But I'm also a fan of some of the simpler ones. Like I love Joe's in both TNA and WWE
and AEW.
And AEW's because
they're very similar. Yeah.
I still think his TNA one to me is my favorite, just because it's such an intense like music. But I do like where they chant Joe, and it works with it.
The beginning of his TNA one always reminds me of Simon Says by Pharaoh Monch. The beginning of it, like that. Well,
yeah.
I'm probably the only one that knows that song, but that's besides the point. But
I think we should have just a podcast of just old themes.
I'm I'm cool with that.
Theme of the week.
We'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Because as much as I like AJ's current one, I still like his older ones better. I mean,
get ready to fly.
Yeah. I mean,
but let's see. We need to start with the fucking 20 minutes of entrances.
Yeah.
That
especially
the mainly mean Roman Reigns is right.
Okay.
Roman's is really bad.
Cody's is up there a bit.
Cody, no, this whole section, they wouldn't have ran out of time if they didn't spend 20 minutes on entrances alone.
Yeah.
Because you had The Rock, he has to have his special entrance. Then you have Roman, he has his special entrance. They didn't even do a traditional Cody one. They had him coming through the crowd.
I assumed they were trying to do like a Shield thing where it was like
that would have worked if Seth came out first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was wrestling has won them, this is the best way they could have did. Dun dun, wrestling has more than one, and it breaks. You hear the static. Sierra, Hotel, Lima, do that bit.
Kind of like how he did in the
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But just cut Cody's bit and then Shield and have both of them like wear something close to it. I still want it would have been. I want Seth to bring back the blonde just for this.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Like this would have been a perfect moment of him bringing the blonde back and doing that up until the build to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean it's. I thought it was odd for them to do the through the crowd thing. I know they were trying to do like, oh, they snuck away from the security guards. And it was like
two things. They fucked that up. They fucked it up. Production wise, yes, because they do the whoa thing, but they cut up from Cody.
Oh yeah.
I think what was supposed to happen, Seth was supposed to be behind Cody, not coming down a separate aisle as Cody. Because I feel like they were panning up to Seth being there. Also, speaking of Seth, why did he have his mouth taped?
Yeah, I thought there was something on it.
I don't know if
I was waiting for them to cut and it be a mustache. Like he was trying to blend
covering his mouth, and he literally peels it off and just throws it away. Like, what was that?
I have no clue. I do think it was funny though. They go to the trouble of doing that entrance of like, oh no, they hid away from security, just for security to not do anything when they get to the bottom of the what was the whole point of that if you were just gonna walk them to the ring anyway?
And to your point, I feel like WWE has put this weird over focus on entrances lately. Not that listen, a great entrance is a great entrance, right? But when you're already pressed for time for things,
maybe add 20 minutes of entrances.
Speed them up, because then they just bitched about. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, both of their entrances got cut.
No, Tiffany got one.
She got like a half a one.
Naomi didn't get one.
Right. She got one, I'm sure, for the live crowd, but not not on TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously it's the jobber entrance. I get that. Like, you don't want to completely cut people's entrances unless whatever. But I mean, Jesus Christ, yeah, Roman, speed it up a little bit. Having The Rock debut that entrance now is a little you could have done that at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And had that
at the press conference or something.
Or that that would have been fine too, to debut it that way. Because I'm fine with a slightly different presentation, right? Because obviously he's going with a revised version of Hollywood Rock, corporate rock, blah 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 blah. He's playing a heel for the first time since 2004, 3,
something like that.
Whatever. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, Randy has a very long entrance. You know,
he's always, but I feel like that's not new. He has always had a.
But that's why I say he's always had a long
show. Entrance. Yeah.
So you have Randy with a long entrance, Rock with a long entrance, Roman with a long entrance, and then them doing that whole through the crowd. That's taking longer than it should have kind of entrance. And I'm like, guys,
because Cody likes to sign autographs. He will go up and beyond. So that ate up.
Yeah.
Too.
And dude, good on you. Great, great work, great babyface work, all of that stuff. I'm not knocking you. Obviously, getting at least that one woe in is always that's the thing. But you can do that and then sprint to the ring.
Even now,
you know what I mean?
Even now, though, a lot of times he does too.
He does,
because he'll do the one on the ramp and then he'll do the one on the ring post before he comes in the ring.
His entrances has gotten to a point where they go back to the woe.
Yeah.
You've made it to the second part of your chorus,
right?
Where you've been here for a minute.
So yeah, they need to cut that down, and especially for TV. Again, leave it for the pay-per-views. But even then, we had Royal Rumble was the last big one, right? The big, obviously, Elimination Chamber was the last event, but Royal Rumble was what, 4 hours?
Yeah.
But there was a lot of nothing. It was only 4 matches. There was a lot of nothing in between and long entrances and different shit. You can cut a lot of that unnecessary shit out and make life easier. Dude, I'm old. It's hard for me to stay up at fucking midnight to watch a show and then I got work tomorrow, bro. I can't fucking.
What was bad? I didn't even think even doing the crowd entrance, they stood there for another 5 minutes for them to sing Seth Rollins theme song. And it's
that's gotta
come on,
too.
man. Just let's go on. Let's get it rolling.
It was fun for the first couple of weeks, but it's gotta stop.
That's the crowd doing. I can't really say anything about that.
No, but it's
just learn to talk over it. Just cut them off.
So yeah,
I got it. No, Dwayne, fucking, it's a little much. This whole, I looked at the whole segment and it feels like they haven't had nothing new to say.
Well, he reiterates the terms of the agreement. We didn't need that.
No,
we all knew what the terms were.
Yeah, you lose, cool. We get to do whatever we want for WrestleMania. Guarantee you win now. And if you cool,
shit, you take that part out, you easily are on time probably. Because it was 10 minutes of him just re-going over what he said last week.
Yeah, we could have skipped a lot of nonsense to get to that slap, right? That was the main driving point, and then the show cuts off right after the slap, and you're like, ah. and then you find out nothing happened. Again, if you want to put so their YouTube channel has been putting out full segment of Roman and Rock against talking about blah 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 blah. Cool. Do the brawl you were supposed to do anyway, and then keep it on your fucking YouTube page and upload that. You're already doing millions of views on these fucking segments and stuff like that on YouTube. Just fucking throw it in there. The fact that they just went, show's over. All right. No brawl.
Yeah.
All right, I got slapped in the face. Time to go. Like we didn't even break it up. We just all left.
I think it's funny because I'm gonna bring up because I learned about this right before we started. The Rock bringing up Cody's sister
The
and
age
brother,
gap thing.
yeah, is fucking hilarious when you
Yeah.
just think about it for more than 2 seconds and realize it's not true. First of all,
Because him and
Cody's
his
older
sister are
sister's
only a couple
3
years
years
apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
years apart,
it's him and Dustin
or 20.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But
you
he has 2 kids that are like 20 years apart. so it's-
exactly. You have a daughter who is running NXT right now,
Also a
and then
mistake.
you just had kids.
Yeah.
That is legitimately 20 years apart.
Yeah.
But I think what made it worse was because this goes into the toxic part of the wrestling fandom. Amanda Huber, the widow of the late great Brody Lee,
He's actually the
jokingly-
one that brought that up.
yeah, jokingly brung that up, and people just fucking took the piss out of it and brought up her. It was this one guy,
It was like,
He's
"Ha,
like-
your husband's dead." Like
Yeah.
essentially, like
fucking hilarious that you put your full name as your Twitter handle.
Idiot.
Because Sean Ross Sapp brung up his fucking criminal record and just posted it on his Twitter.
oh,
Like,
he said something like, "Oh, we know where you're gonna be this day" or whatever. I saw that
Court.
shit, and he's got court.
Damn.
What made it worse is other people went through this man's history of like, oh well, your fault. Guess who won't be there? And it's like a post of him talking about his dad.
Your dad's dead.
And then someone did the fucking did a fucking Christian promo. It's like you just read it in Christian's voice.
yeah.
God
It's
damn.
fucking great that this person thought he had a one up on him. Like, oh, your husband's dead. The internet did not take that kind of.
Ladies and
Like you don't want to
gentlemen,
sit here and
never-
be like, I'm so glad that they made fun of your dead dad and all that stuff, but like you deserved it for being
Yeah,
a
you
piece of
fucking-
shit. Like
First of all, white dude.
you
using
went
the
out of your
N-word.
way.
Get shit on.
Right.
Jesus. Future
Fucking
reference. If you're gonna be a
Christ.
shitter on the internet, maybe don't use your real name as your handle.
Yeah, with your
Right.
face all over. Like, oh
Like
man, we
you
know exactly
you forgot
who
the first lesson of being a piece of shit on social media.
Time.
Don't use your fucking actual
Did
information.
Batman not
You
teach you
fucking
anything?
idiot. Yeah. Oh my
Damn.
god.
But yeah, no, that segment went too long and had a lot of bits that were not necessary, and most of it came from Rock. Because Roman really didn't talk that much.
He hasn't
Also,
talked for
except
weeks.
except he called Seth a cross dresser,
cross-dresser.
and
That's gonna be that
that
was
didn't go over well.
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is we're building up this WrestleMania moment, and Roman hasn't done much of anything.
He's a little bro in this moment. He
Yeah,
literally
it's
got pushed to the
just like,
side.
ugh.
It's not even about the title anymore. It's about
I'm hoping
Rock and
hoping
Roman.
that's the story though. Like cuz we've discussed before where it feels like, you know, we've had the conversation where it feels like Seth's going to turn on Cody, but it also definitely feels like
turning on someone.
Rock's going to like either they're going to turn on Rock or Rock's going to turn on them because he's been like hogging all the spotlight. Roman's obviously not happy about that.
Doing a
actually
nation
makes
of
more sense.
domination thing, you know.
Yeah, no. I feel like it's not gonna be. They're definitely gonna lose.
Yeah.
Cody and Seth definitely gonna lose. Probably Seth interferes with some bullshit. Whatever. Who cares, right? I feel like this leads up to Rock doing the most in the fucking main event, and it pisses Roman off enough that he just spears him.
Yeah. Well, so now
Like,
my
people
question is
expecting the Rock to turn on Roman. I feel like Roman just gets
gets
enough of being
annoyed
a
and
little
has
droid,
just fed up
like,
with it.
yeah, just fucking spears him.
My question is, regardless of who wins or loses that tag match, who's taking the pin?
Seth. It's Seth.
Yeah.
Guarantee it's Seth. That's
So
why I said
my only hope is that he also loses to Drew. If he's gonna take the pin in the tag match, he has to lose to Drew because if he beats Drew
this is why
after
I said,
taking a loss, like it's not
no.
it's not a good look. Like
He's not gonna lose to Drew.
uh,
He's gonna lose to Priest.
well,
Yeah.
okay, so that's
I keep saying it. They're gonna do the cash in that
a
match.
heist of the century kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I definitely see
I'm
Priest
okay
and-
with that so long as he doesn't beat Drew and then gets cashed in on. Because beating
Oh,
Drew
no.
after taking a pin would be the ultimate,
think-
like, just
I don't think he pins Drew.
okay.
I think Drew does not get pinned in this.
So Damian cashes in and ends up pinning
Seth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be
I feel
fine.
like it feels more like Drew has this one Judgment Day runs in, beats up both of them. So that plays off. Seth really didn't lose to Drew.
Right.
He lost to the Judgment Day and Drew.
Yeah.
Cash in. He walks away champion. Drew is pissed. Seth lost again. And that might lead to a heel turn down the line. Who fucking cares? But
He's
that's how I
a
see it.
better heel than he is a face. I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
More like a
I still, and I'm probably wrong.
if so long as he doesn't do the Joker thing again, like
He will.
it was fine
Oh,
for a
yeah.
while, but
Hit the
I'm
stairs.
Take the eye out.
yeah.
No, I was talking about when they did the Hollywood thing and he did the Joker dance down some stairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Two different.
For last year, yeah.
Yeah, but that also fits. He just starts taking eyes. Where's Buddy Murphy?
Bring Buddy Murphy back.
Uh-huh.
Actually, people joked about the fact that he can teleport.
Oh,
Because if you
because
watch-
he had the
if you watch
match
Ra-
and
if you watch Collision, by the time it went off, UFC 299 would have came on,
and
and
he
they were
was
posting about being there.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
So if it was technically live, but
The
Buddy
power
would
of the
have
House
put
of Black,
someone-
man.
yeah,
They got that teleportation.
they would have put someone through a table on fire, pinned them, left, and then went
And
to
then
another state.
booked it. Yeah.
Well, I will say I do see a way that Rock gets pinned.
But with that stipulation, there's no way they lose. Because there's no way they're not doing the Roman and Cody match without bullshit shenanigans.
I would really hope that they do though, right? Because
Yeah.
they've been building to it being a one-on-one, no interference. I really want that to be the case. Like
Because
I
I
don't
can
want
totally see this
it
would
to be an overbooked mess of shit. Like again, obviously, no, you're fine. Obviously, the end goal is everybody wants Cody to win, right? Like Roman's title reign needs to end. It just doesn't need to be a mess.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to have like 10
Yeah.
pounds of interference and fucking Solo and Jimmy and Jay and Rock and
The fucking
Seth
Avengers
and
of Cody.
right. Like it doesn't need to do that. The whole story is that Roman has been basically afraid of Cody because he knows he was gonna lose to Cody.
Yeah, but they're putting so much emphasis on the bullshit that I don't see it going any other way. But if you really do want to do it this way, Rock would be the only one that takes the pin on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Roman's not gonna take the pin.
Yeah, no, he's not eating.
Because he's already gonna take the pin. Yeah, he's not eating 2 pins.
And I wouldn't
And
even
that's
say it
it.
would have to be a Rock getting like hit with the finisher and pinned like he's being outdone. I could almost see this be like a distraction roll up pin.
Or
You
even
know,
the thing we were talking about would like have Roman just get fed up with him and
Yeah.
fucking spear him, and then that leads into either getting hit with the crossroads. It would be Cody that beats him, not
It would be
fucking
like
Seth.
Roman.
But
Roman has the match won, but Rock kind of tags himself in.
yeah,
Where it's like every time Roman is like being dominant, oh no, Rock has to come in
yeah.
and show off.
steal the
To the
spotlight
point-
kind of thing.
Exactly.
I would say I would love if Rock does win and they do bloodline rules. I would love if Rock turns to do the whole bit they did back in the like what 2000s, or he's counting it out. It doesn't matter if I count to 3 and just I would love that.
That's a special. That's if he was special.
And who's the referee?
Yeah, well, it's I'm saying. Well, it's bloodline rules though. They
The
haven't
bloodline
really.
rules is basically they can just come in, jump Cody, and leave.
Well, I mean, they're kind of playing
It's
it where
the
it's
thing.
whatever they want it to be, kind of thing. And so, I mean, you know,
Right.
You could easily say Rock is.
he's also the boss, so he could do whatever.
That's
You
what I'm saying.
know,
He literally changes the rules because he's on the board and kicks out the ref and then puts on a fucking
Yeah.
shirt and rips it.
so if they did win, if they were going to do that,
Could do
I
that bit.
absolutely think they should do that bit. If they're going to have Rock turn,
Didn't
Dude.
Shane McMahon essentially do that? He pulled the ref out, beat the shit out of the ref, took his
And
shirt,
put on a shirt, yeah.
yeah. I was thinking about that as you said it. I went, that sounds familiar.
because
Didn't
like I said,
Sasha do that?
I could almost see a Nation of
Maybe.
Domination kind of term, but
Like-
instead,
Sasha or Bailey did that during the pandemic era.
Did they?
I
I
thought
think it was
it
Bailey
was, yeah.
Huh.
because
It was
Sasha
a
would
Sasha
walk,
match, but it
yeah,
was Bailey that did it. Yeah,
literally beat up the ref, put on the shirt, and then counted 3.
it's actually really funny.
But,
The bit is funny.
I
Yeah.
definitely could see almost a Nation of Domination turn, but Rock convinces Solo and Jimmy to, I guess, be his entourage.
It
No.
makes sense for the
That's how you bring in
bloodline to
Tonga.
crumble
Yeah.
in this regard. Like, once Roman loses, it makes sense for them to just
Do you think they'll
dissipate. I
do you
guess
think they'll
like,
push Solo after that?
You
if
don't
they give him a character,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, no,
Instead
you
of
don't
his
understand.
he's a grumpy kid.
This is-
I hate him every time somebody comes out to interrupt, or he just sits there in the corners.
just wrapping his thumb.
Yeah.
But no,
Like, it's fucking
that's actually that'll be a good way to bring in the Gorillas of Destiny
it's true. Dude, yeah,
because
bring in
the Gorilla Brothers.
you said it.
I'm never gonna live that one. You're never gonna live that down.
No.
Because let's say they're about to beat up Rock, right? And he says, "Well, the bloodline is one side of the family because technically they are part of the Samoan dynasty,
Yeah.
not through blood but through like connection."
Okay.
I think because it's either Rock, yeah, Rock is close to their father, and basically just accepted part of them into the family, and that's how they're connected to the tree. So you could say, well, they're not blood. They might not be blood, but they are still family. Jay jump in, beat up Jimmy and Solo, so you have 3-on-3.
Hmm.
Because you know Roman's not wrestling, and you know fucking Rock's not wrestling, so that builds off the feud
Right.
until the match will be God versus not the Usos, but they're technically the Usos.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah, because he's still a Fatu.
Yeah.
And you still have the other Fatu hanging around.
I
He
have
might
to
get
I have to look at their
Jacob.
family tree because I forgot who
Oh.
all like their relatives and everything.
Who just teamed? It was Zilla and
Jacob. I think it
was
Zilla
it
and
Jacob they teamed?
Yeah.
I thought it was. There's another one in
There's
there, but I
another
can't
Uso too.
remember. I
There's
can't
another
remember.
Fatu somewhere in Booker T's fucking
Yes,
wrestling.
because Zilla and him kind of started around the same time, I think, like
Yeah.
in that same realm. Obviously, Jacob. I mean, that would be just fun to have him. That would be great. He essentially is in real life what Solo is on TV.
Yeah. He's Haku.
Yes.
He's just Haku.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'd like Solo more if they just let him do the Umaga thing. Just let him full on.
Well,
that's why you have Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. Like he had character in NXT, but now he's just been the like he doesn't
He was
talk
the street
kind of
fighter.
thing. Yeah. And like he
Well,
spoke
they can
and
call him
huh?
that. I don't think they can call him that. I just thought about that.
A Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He was like the
copyright.
street champion or something like that. Because he was North American champion.
For like 10 seconds.
Yeah, because I remember like he called his shot. Like he didn't win a match. He literally just came out and said, "I'm next. I don't care who has this belt."
God damn.
Yeah, but like I mean, this is the same guy that feuded with Gunther. Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Speaking of Gunther, I guess
yeah.
who do we think comes out of the? Was it six
Sammy.
man? Is it a
Sammy.
6-man match? You think
Sheamus.
I'm?
That's been the speculation. He deactivated. He's showing up on Raw. Like
he's gonna.
I mean, I hope
get
so.
out of
I would love
town.
to have Sheamus come back. Like I've missed him.
I'm
But
curious what he'll go by when he shows up in AEW.
O'Malley.
O'Malley.
I think
I'm
that is
hoping it's Gable. Because I feel like I would prefer
it
that
seems
over
like they're
Sammy.
going that route because even Cody just posted on Twitter like, win the whole thing, Chad or whatever. He said something along the line, like kind of
endorsing him.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny because obviously Cody just had that whole thing with Sammy for the last like year where they were buddies and stuff, and it's like, that's your buddy in that match too. Like fuck it.
Yeah.
But that'll probably be from what it looks like. I'd be okay with Sammy. I do think Gable makes more sense. I'm trying to think of
Redemption
anybody
arc.
else. Yeah,
Bronson Reed, JD McDonough,
who's had some really good matches with
Gunther.
at the time, Walter. But
he's just jobbing out too much that I think they would give him that kind of.
Yeah, they're obviously he's gonna be the guy that probably takes the pin in that match, but unless it's elimination, I don't know. Is it one fall to the finish or is it elimination? I don't even know.
Cause they haven't done like an elimination style match in a while.
I mean, aside from the chamber, but
yeah, you know what I meant.
No, I do. I was just fucking with you, but no, they haven't. Because there was a match. It was like Night of Champions 2000.
It's a gauntlet match, whatever that means.
So it's
a gauntlet. Okay, so
okay,
so start with two people and then it just keeps going from there.
Whoever loses,
Ricochet's
and then
also
somebody else comes in.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke kicked by Sheamus.
So my guess then, I didn't realize it was a gauntlet match. My guess is Sammy's going to have a hell of a showing, but end up coming short to probably Gable.
Well, probably second in or first.
I say the opposite. Gable has the best showing
and loses to Sammy.
Yep.
I could see that going either way. I think it's between those two. I mean, I don't dislike Bronson Reed, but he's not winning this match. Again, I like all of the guys in the match. I just know that they're not winning other than possibly one of those two people.
Yeah. Shinsuke's had no build up to it, so I just don't think they would have him. Ricochet's just jobbing nowadays, so I don't see him. And JD is also jobbing. So yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be Gable or Sammy. I'd be fine with either. I don't quite understand the Liv Morgan thing right now.
What do you mean?
Like, just
which aspect?
The support or
no? Like, I don't understand injecting her into this storyline at this point. It seems kind of random to me.
I feel like this is like fan cheering so much that they've considered putting her into it.
Okay.
And also, given the fact that no one wants to boo either person in this match already.
Yeah.
Adding a third person. Honestly, I don't know who comes out heel in that situation.
It seems like if they do that, it would be Liv.
Liv is the heel in this. Would be the heel turning because of just being pushed aside.
Up with, yeah.
It just seemed odd to me. It seemed like a random,
I would love for Liv to walk out of WrestleMania as champion. It'd be something different.
Yeah.
Rhea's held the belt for a while. Becky has constantly been champion. Liv only was champion for a little bit and immediately dropped the belt.
Was it immediately?
I wouldn't say because she was.
Who'd she lose to?
She won it off Ronda. I think she lost it to Ronda.
No, she defended it against Ronda.
Thought she lost it to Ronda.
Fuckery or something. I don't remember. Oh no, she did.
She lost it to Ronda, and then that's when Charlotte came back and just won it off of her.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. She's owed that one.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to be sure. Because I'm pretty sure it's legitimately Ronda wins it. Cash in by Liv. Well, she retained it. I forgot who she was defending it. She was facing. And then to this. Because they don't separate the belt anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte was champion. Then it goes to Ronda in the I Quit match. Liv cashes in on Ronda. She has it in July and loses it back to Ronda in October. And then Charlotte wins it off Ronda
Okay. And then
on a
loses
random episode of SmackDown. That's when she just came back, challenged for the belt, and won it. Then Rhea wins it night one of WrestleMania
Yeah.
39. That's how the SmackDown Women's Championship has only had like 26 people hold it. And most of it's just Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jesus
She's held
Christ.
it 7 times.
Yeah.
Just the SmackDown one.
Just the SmackDown, not the Raw, not the Divas, not the
Becky won
NXT.
it. Becky won it in my hometown. That's kind of weird.
Wasn't she the? Was she
She's
the
the
second
first.
person? First, she was the
No,
first.
Becky was the
Naomi was
announcer.
the second. Yeah.
No.
Who
Naomi's
won
the
it
third.
from?
Alexa Bliss.
Fuck yeah. My
Becky,
timeline's all fucked.
Alexa, Naomi vacated.
Natal?
'cause-
Yeah.
No, it's the belt's vacated, right? Alexa gets it back. Naomi wins it at WrestleMania, and then Natalia had it,
Right.
and she only had it for like a month.
That's my girl.
No,
Oh, yeah.
2 months. Then she loses to Charlotte. Carmella wins it as a cash in.
Uh-huh.
Charlotte wins it back. Becky, Asuka,
Naturally,
Charlotte,
yeah.
Becky, Bailey, Charlotte, Bailey,
Jesus
Sasha,
Christ.
Charlotte.
Bianca,
No.
Becky,
Charlotte.
Becky, Charlotte, because that's the swap.
Uh-huh.
Then Ronda, Liv, Ronda, Charlotte, Rhea.
Good Lord.
That is the entire belt's history.
Yeah. And Rhea's now had it for, well, she's been champion for a year now.
343 days.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a full calendar year, but
No, well, because she won it last year's WrestleMania, and we're
Yeah.
not quite there yet.
yeah.
Um,
See what the Raw.
Well, gentlemen, do we have any final thoughts before we wrap up for the evening?
Nope, I've got nothing.
no. I mean, the only thing we didn't quite touch on that we said we were gonna was the whole Bianca thing. That was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Again, it just boils down to people being shitty on the internet. She deserved to be on that cover with Rhea. She is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
We have on this podcast complained about her booking before. Nothing to do with her as a human being, nothing to do with her as a talent. I think she's an exceptional talent.
She's very marketable.
Very. I mean, she's a beautiful girl. She seems like just a lovely human being.
Yeah.
And she's phenomenal in the ring. My biggest complaint, and I think you guys shared that sentiment for a while. I won't speak on your behalf, but was that she had that like Super Cena booking for a while, and it was just kind of like,
Which did cultivate at the Royal, or was it Royal Rumble?
SummerSlam. I
think,
think, yeah.
Of the broken knee to come back and win just to lose it in 20 seconds,
Right.
That was really for me the biggest issue of her booking. But yeah, I agree. I think she's one of the better talents. She, like you said, seems to be a very kind person, is good on the mic, good,
But for all the, pieces of shit out there that are, especially the racist ones that are bringing her race into it and all this other stuff. It's
not
it's
everything has
just,
to be race. Like,
it's disgusting, man. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
I just don't understand how that. Why does that bother people? Like, how does this
I don't
affect
get
you? How does just don't buy it then? If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the extra edition, you
just
you
buy
can
the
still
Cody
buy
Rhodes
the
one
normal
and
version.
slurp him off. Like, I don't.
It's
People forget. Oh, you want to be racist, and it's like, oh, she's just a minority. Cody is a minority too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Puerto Rican?
Cuban.
Yeah.
Bailey's Puerto Rican. No.
Yeah, Bailey's Puerto Rican.
I just remember every time they do Hispanic History Month, everyone always asks the same dumb question: why is Bailey there?
That's so funny to me. I think the one that surprised me the most was Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I forgot that he had.
Dominican.
Was it? Yeah, it is Dominican.
Yeah.
I forgot that he had Dominican in him. Like
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Because when people see certain people, you just see the surface level, and you don't think about heritage. It's like,
You don't gotta call me
Right.
out like that. I just was.
I think people have the same opinion of because she's spoken about it. Red Velvet of AEW, she's Hispanic,
Right.
and people will ask about that, and she's like, it's just because surface level, I look a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just one of those things. You know, a lot of people were making comments about her for her race and how she doesn't deserve to be on the cover and all this stuff, and then admittedly not as quick to the defense as they were for Maxine, but everybody did start to come to her defense. You know, I saw Rhea was probably one of the first ones I saw respond to it. A lot of people, Drew, Becky, Zelina. I'm just trying to think like off the top of my head of like, you know, and they have all said similar but different things. So you know, it wasn't one of those like carefully crafted tweet kind of things. It was, you know,
Yeah.
she helped me out with this when I came in and blah blah blah. Like all these things that, you know, speak to the character of the human being. Because again, at the end of the day, she's a human being.
yeah.
All of these people are human beings. You cannot like their in-ring style. You cannot want them to win the title, whatever it is. But like, you know, for you to come at people for something that they can't even control. It's not like she could flip a switch and just not be black. Like that's not how this works, guys. Like, you know, you don't get a say in that matter. So for why people have an attachment to that kind of hatred makes no sense to me. Like, I hate you over something you can't control.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hate me for something, hate me for something I can control and just choose not to. I'm an asshole. I choose to be an asshole. I cannot be an asshole. I have that ability. You can hate me for being an asshole, but like
Still gonna be.
that's warranted. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm still gonna be an asshole, but that's not the point. Like,
Yeah.
I can control that. You can hate me for that. That makes sense. Hating me for, you know, having red beard with, well, it's admittedly more gray these days, but still, that's not the point. You know, for being bald or whatever, like, I can't really change that. I unfortunately no longer have that choice. But, you know, it's just one of those things like you hating somebody for something so stupid. Still a human being. What's the difference?
Yeah. No, it's a shame that we still gotta have that happen in this world.
2024, guys. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
But with that being said, quit being a shithead. I mean, that's plain simple.
Right.
Just take it back to old school. If you ain't got something nice to say, keep your fucking mouth shut. Quit hiding behind keyboard. Like if it's not something you would say to somebody in their face, shut your fucking mouth.
Right. Just don't say it.
Like, you know, like that's one bad thing about the internet is all these motherfuckers think that they're hot shit because they can say it behind a keyboard. And yeah, if you ain't willing to say it to somebody's face, just keep your mouth shut. Move on with your life. Like it's yeah.
Any thoughts?
Nope. Just make sure your Twitter handle is not your legal
Your
name.
fucking full name.
Or at least you have a fucking make sure you don't have a fucking criminal record.
Right. You better
If
be.
you wanna talk
You
shit.
better be squeaky fucking clean. You know that's what they say about, you know, glass houses and shit like that. Like,
But if you want a good Twitter handle that you can check out, you should go check us out at Crop Pod on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it now.
I still call it Twitter. Yeah.
Xer.
Xer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Check out our X videos.
That's not good.
Okay.
That's not good. Oh god, wrong website. Wrong website. Wrong website.
Shit, I mean, what? Shit.
That's John Cena.
Yeah.
But it has been.
Motherfucker was naked on the at the Oscars.
Oh god, not enough time tonight.
No.
But thank you, gentlemen, for being here. As always, we are the Cream of the Crop podcast, and we will catch you guys on the other side of the ring. Good night.
Adios.